I know what you came here for, but before we get to that, let me lay the groundwork first so you can understand exactly how we got here before we get to the next part. There's an article that was put out here. There was this absolute, I can't even call it a puff piece, trash piece put out by the New York Times. It's a trash piece put out by the New York Times called "The Trouble with Wanting Men." And as always, you haven't heard the definitive explanation of these things until you've come here to the School of Power Dynamics to understand exactly what it is that you're seeing. Now, I'm going to first start off by saying we're going to get to some details here after we go with some lead-in, okay? I'm not going to read this whole thing to you. I only want to read the most pertinent parts to you. And the writer, she's talking about she went out on a date or was supposed to. And I'm going to start right here. She's talking about when they were there, I guess at the bar. And his hair I thought would be good to put my hands in. There comes a time, usually when a few extra beats of eye contact are enough. We passed through those beats, took each other's wrists, and met across the table, which was wide enough to frustrate kissing in the right way, keeping the rest of us well apart. Back at my place. What? Back at my place, he was a little shy, I thought, or a little out of practice. But I felt he wanted me, which was what I wanted, to be organized and oriented by his desire as though it were a point on the dark horizon strobing. This is a whole bunch of thought being put into this. In the day and age where women are trying to slap cases on you left and right, well, when does no mean no? Or if I didn't say no, or couldn't you tell? So, yeah, he might have been wanting to figure out what would his lawyer do. She says, I was really looking forward to seeing you again. He texted me the following week around lunchtime. But I'm going through some intense anxiety today and need to lay low. Okay. Sounds like they went back to her place. They did the bump boogie. And he didn't want seconds. That's what it sounds like to me she's saying. They went back to her place. He tasted the goods and he decided, I got better options. Quote, totally understand, I replied, but I didn't. Feeble, fallible, quote, looking forward is not longing. A man should want me urgently or not at all. I was about to collapse into a ritual of frustrated horniness, fantasy, masturbation, snacks, when a friend urged me to join her and two other women for dinner. Ladies, you know it's hit the bottom of the barrel when it comes down to this. Oh, when you show up here and you are looking with your gal pals. You know that you were spending time with a man, now you're spending time around the table with a bunch of broads. Yeah, this is when reality starts to sink in. This is when the truth starts to sink in. Fellas, as I told you, women do not listen to men until the phone stops ringing. They don't take their plight seriously till that phone stops ringing. When that phone stops ringing and there really isn't anybody answering, all of a sudden all the alarms go off. But until then, they don't take situations seriously. Now, listen to what came next. Quote, of course he has anxiety, said one of them. A therapist.
Oh, please.
one of her friends, a therapist who sat across from me at the restaurant, quote, "That's life. That's being alive and going to meet someone you don't know well." Okay, well, this confirms what I said. "Yeah," said the woman beside her, a historian. "It's called sexual tension. Stay with it for a minute and you might get some." Quote, "They can't," said my friend with triumphant disgust. "She told us about a woman she knew who was dating a man from another city. Tinder. After weeks of Bumble. After weeks of saying, quote, 'I can't wait to see you,' the man ghosted her during his actual visit. His explanation later, he'd been, quote, 'too anxious.'" "Oh, poor baby," cried the historian, and we all cooed and moaned for the poor little fraidy cat boo-boo, working ourselves into a frenzy of laughter over men's inability to, quote, "man up and," now I didn't remove this. I did not remove this. This is what's in the article. "Man up and expletive us." I can only assume that that expletive stands for sexual contact. This is the New York Times, which every other day has an article telling you about LGBT this and men are worthless that, and that men need to get a lawyer and a contract before they take you on a date, and that all sexual contact is criminal. This is the New York Times. All sexual contact is criminal or potentially criminal. All men are sexual predators. This is the same New York Times. But now all of a sudden, you've noticed this year, I don't know if it's since Trump got elected or whatever, but now they put out 2 articles where are the men at? Why don't the men man up and expletive us? This is the New York Times, people. This is not Penthouse Magazine. This is not the Gucciones. This is not Hustler. This is not Larry Flint. This is the New York Times. "We were 4 women at a vegan restaurant."
Nigga, what?
"We were 4 women at a vegan restaurant in downtown Manhattan." Will someone please explain to me where exactly, quote, downtown Manhattan is? Is that Times Square? Where exactly is the geographic location of, quote, downtown Manhattan? Well, they have a debate about that. "We knew what show we were in, No Sex in the City, and we couldn't help but wonder in a smug, chauvinistic way, where were the men who could handle hard stuff, like leaving the house for sex?" All right, let me go ahead and back up here and have a brief reminder to those of you who may be new here. Maybe you haven't taken what I've said seriously. Maybe you wonder if it's hyperbolic. Look it up. Maybe you were wondering whether or not it was serious or whether it was just sloganeering used to get your attention. Update your files.
Join me and I will complete your training.
It's time to update your files. Fellas, all of us are aware of the red flags of tats, brats, and ats. Tattoos, kids, and attitude. You can also add to that pets, plants, and prescriptions. PPP. What? Well, there's another one you can add to the list now that you haven't heard anywhere else, but you will hear it here as a reminder because I mentioned it before. When females in the 21st century tell you that they are, quote, vegans. A female telling you that she is a vegan in the 21st century, that vegan is code for pot smoking hoe.
And deal with it.
In the 21st century, when a female under the age of 50 tells you that she is a vegan, what she is telling you is, number one, I smoke weed, hella weed, and number two, I am a pulled all the way out hoe. When a female hits you, tells you that she's on some really strange diet, she's got really odd eating habits, specifically if it's something that's just way off the beaten path and you got to go to a specialized city or a specialized restaurant to get it. When a female in the 21st century, your old chicks from the 70s, those were just vegetarians. When chicks today in the 21st century, if she's under the age of 50 and absolutely guaranteed, if she's under the age of 40, she's telling you, yeah, lettuce ain't the only plant that I live on. Vegan is code, and the fellas out here who deal with weed head chicks, y'all know vegan is code for, oh, you's a dope smoking hoe. Yes, and they come with dogs too, so the whole 9 yards. It's a mess. It's a mess. So I'm not being hyperbolic. I'm not joking. I am not exaggerating. I'm letting you fellas know. So when you end up in these situations and then you get surprised, fellas, if she tells you I'm a vegan and she lives in or adjacent to one of the major American cities, and I'm not going to limit it to that, because if she says vegan, period, worldwide, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. In the chat room, Kia Monique, that's deflection. That doesn't look good. You're not going to erase that body count by pointing to the men.
Damn!
Ladies, talking about, but the men, but the men, that ain't gonna knock that 0 off that body count. So maybe that pleases you in the moment to say that. Let me throw this zinger, but I'm just letting you know that's not gonna pull back that body count. It's not gonna do it. So just letting you know. Welcome to the Heartbreak Hotel. But fellas, 21st century, update your damn files. Don't be so slow. Go ahead and let Fresh and Misfit and Rollo Tomasi and the rest of them know it's time to update their files, because they're all still following me. They haven't updated their files to the pets, plants, and prescriptions yet. Now, the vegan thing, that's not even on their radar. But somebody go let the rest of them and Tobias and the rest of them know that, by the way, hey, y'all need to update these files because Jason's way ahead of y'all. And in Manhattan, oh, don't worry, we're going to get to that in just a moment. Now, it goes on here to say, the therapist, now y'all know I've told you forever about these female therapists. Have you heard anything from this woman's female therapist friend who has helped in any way, shape, form, fashion, or manner? The therapist mused about the anxiety to justify the what? You know, she said, quote, from the child's point of view, oh
my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man.
This is who she went to for help? She went here for help. All right. From the child's point, welcome to Epstein Island. From the child's point of view, it's like, quote, I get what mom is for, and what are you for? What's the point of your thing? This sent us miming confrontations with imaginary members. Who invited you? What's your deal? Are you lost? Which led to wisecracks about the not-so-precision scalpel of the surgeon the therapist was seeing. Privately, jokes aside, by the way, these are a bunch of double entendres here. So basically what she's saying is they were sitting around the table mocking men. Okay, baby, but you sitting around the table with a bunch of broads talking about the men you wish you were with. So, okay, if you think that this coping mechanism right here is effective, all right. Silliness in action. Privately, jokes aside, I am quite susceptible to sex. Like, I worry that in some Hobbesian state of nature, I might just automatically kneel to the prettiest one. For those of you who don't know what a Hobbesian choice is, you can look that up. But Hobbesian dilemma, you can look that up. But basically, a choice between two equally unappealing options. I can't say equally appealing. They are two equally unappealing options. But lately, I've been bruised by the ambivalence. Look it up. But lately, I've been bruised by the uncertainty of men. How they can first want me and then become confused about what they want. Baby, we are not confused about what we want. These are coping mechanisms. We're not confused. If we showed up, we're not confused. We're not confused. So if you're reading this article thinking that you're going to get some sort of insight from them, baby, we're men. We're not confused. We're never confused. We fix the cars. We fix the plumbing. We dodge the bullets. We're not confused. We're the ones who take it on the chin in this environment. We're not confused. It's the women with 17 choices of underwear and 28 choices of shoes. They're the ones confused. If we're feeling you, it's not going to be hard to tell. How they can first want me and then become confused about what they want. And this bawdy, diminishing humor soothed me, made me feel more powerful, more in control. And this is the issue right here. This part right here where she says she wants to feel powerful and in control. And that brings me to the next part. Right here. I'm skipping the next paragraph and jumping right from that. She wants to feel powerful and in control right here. I haven't been dating long. Just the other day, my ex-husband and I received our judgment of divorce as an email attachment, but long enough to discover that I have a type. So in other words, she divorced her husband. 3 guesses who filed the divorce. 3 guesses which of them actually filed the actual divorce. Now she says she discovered that she has a type. He is gentle. She's not talking about her ex-husband. She's talking about the type of man that she now realizes that she wants. He is, get ready for the list, y'all. He is gentle, goofy, self-deprecating, rather deferential, a passionate humanist, male feminist, a sweet guy, a quote, good guy. People, women do not describe men that they sexually desire as good guys, sweet guys, nice guys. That is not how women describe men that they are sexually attracted to. They do not describe those men as nice, sweet, good. They describe their LGBT male friend who helps her move her furniture. This is how she describes him. A male who is self-deprecating. Why would a female want a man who is self-deprecating, who puts himself down? Rather deferential. Deferential to whom? What female is looking for a submissive man? Who is he deferring to? Another man? Or worse, a woman? Damn! So who is she asking for this man to be deferential to? She doesn't say, but for her desperate need to be, quote, powerful and in control, she's looking for a man that she can be powerful over and in control of. He tends to signal in various ways his exemption from the tainted category of, quote, men. And it is perfectly, what male wants to be exempt from the category of men? That'd be like me saying we want women who are exempt from the category of women. and it is perfectly understandable that he would wish to do so. It must be mildly embarrassing to be a straight man, and it is incumbent upon each of them to mitigate this embarrassment in a way that feels authentic to him. For a woman who has this much open contempt for men, she's writing an article and she has this much open, dripping, oozing, gushing contempt for men. And then she can't figure out why it is the old boy came by her place once and after that said, yeah, I'm good. I'll catch you next time I'm through Manhattan. I'm good. Yeah, next time I'm in town, I might look you up. I'm good. She's like, can't you come back next week? He's like, maybe I can come back next year. Now, listen to this. One of the reasons my marriage ended was that I fell in love with another man.
Oh, please.
Yeah. This just keeps getting better. You know, when you saw this article being passed around, did you actually know that this was what was being said in it? You saw this article and now you're actually getting a taste of seeing actually what she was saying. And it's like, okay. She's sitting here telling you that, by the way, yeah, I was cheating on my husband. One of the reasons my marriage ended was that I fell in love with another man whom I'll refer to by his initial J. Oh, don't put that on us. Spontaneously great, y'all. I love women in New York. I don't know this chick. Never been there. Don't know nothing about it. So if she say my name, y'all tell her, hey, look here. He'll sue you. Don't do it. Spontaneously graceful with a soft voice. Well, you know that damn sure ain't me. And an inordinate, sad-eyed smile. Well, you know that's damn sure not me. Okay, well, now we have now confirmed that the J don't stand for Jason. So, all right, we good. J made me laugh, stopping my breath. Being a, quote, good guy, he intimated from the jump that he did not know how to, quote, do relationships. That means he here for the layup. He telling you straight up, hey, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. He's sitting here telling her that. And she's like, yeah, I ain't really trying to hear that. He intimated from the jump that he did not know how to do relationships. No, he don't want to do it with you. Giving me to understand that if I expected one with him, or as he may have conceptualized it, from him, yeah, baby, because it's from us, I did so at my peril, which was his peril too, since he would hate to hurt me. Still, he pursued me. We seem to be, quote, doing something together. Yes, you doing what you talked about before. That sex thing you were talking about before, you were doing that. She's telling y'all right here, hey, old boy was straight with her. He was honest with her. He did exactly what I tell y'all. Tell her from the very beginning what ain't gonna happen. Marriage, baby, what the hell is that? I'm not looking to do no long-term thing. I'm not looking to walk down an aisle. If that's what you're looking for, keep it pushing. He told her that was it. And she's sitting here the whole time saying, yes, this is what he told me. But I want to know what we're doing. Yeah, we're doing this right here. Yeah, but where are we going? We're going right here. Yeah, but where are we going? So this is what it's like today, especially in a city like New York, Atlanta, LA, DC. Not so much in Chicago and Miami. If you had said this to her in Chicago, she would have been all right. But got to watch out for these places where women think that if they don't like what you said, let me see if I can mess up your life for you. My husband and I had an open relationship at that time. At that time? What do you mean at that time? On your way to divorce? At that time? Open relation? What man wants to be in an open relationship with this woman? What man, what type of man shares his woman with another man and says, all right, baby, that's good. You do you. What kind of man does that? Don't worry, you'll find out. My husband and I had an open relationship at the time that Jay and I met, so the terms of our involvement were, at first, limited, and although Jay exerted a pleasant pressure against these limitations, ultimately they suited him. Folks, she was married. What type of relationship did you think you were going to get as a married woman? She's sitting here complaining about the level of commitment that her sneaky link is willing to give her while she's a married woman. Could you imagine being married to this? Could you imagine being married to this? Could you imagine it? Could you imagine being a man legally obligated and wrapped up in the court system with this? Could you imagine it? She says, I was the one who violated the terms by finding it intolerable after a while to care that much in that way for one person while being married to another. So she's the one sleeping with another man while she's married, and she's unhappy that she can't have more with the other man. I could not disambiguate sex from love, nor love from devotion, futurity, family integration, things I wanted from Jay, even as throughout the year and a half or so that we saw each other, he continued to gesture to his incapacity to commit as if it were a separate being. An unfortunate child, because she rambles. Do you hear this, heifer? She's talking about, I could not disambiguate sex from love. Baby, you're a married woman. She's married to a man while telling you that I can't separate sex from love. She's separating sex from love all the damn time. Futurity, family integration. You can't separate sex from futurity and family integration. What about your husband? You seem to be separated from him just damn fine. She looks like she can separate sex and future and family and devotion from her husband. She doesn't have any problem separating it from him. And then she wonders why the other fella told her, yeah, baby, commitment with you? Yeah, they ain't coming. This is the New York Times that gave her a platform. The New York Times, people. This is what it takes to be a writer in the New York Times. And then they put this out and promoted it to the world. What the hell do you think's going on at their offices? It's a Friday night. What kind of Epstein orgy do you think's going on at their office right now? I stood there reaching for him while he sad-faced back at me like a boxed mime. He couldn't talk about it. He wished things were different. Maybe someday the child would mature. The glass would break, but for now there was really nothing to be done. It seems to me, surveying the field as a dating novice and a professional hoe, that this kind of studiously irreproachable... By the way, one more thing before I go any further. Did I call it or did I call it? I'm a vegan. Okay, I'm a vegan and I am as sexually wild as you can imagine. Oh, you have a husband and he don't matter. So to anybody who tries to say, oh, you're exaggerating, you're embellishing, You're making that up. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Yeah, it's exactly what I said it was. And for any other fella out there, when you hear vegan, all you need to understand is weed and body count. That's all you need to understand. Blunts and body count. And you'll be loving it at the beginning, but just understand the insanity that comes along with it. It seems to me, surveying the field as a dating novice, that this kind of studiously irreproachable male helplessness abounds. I keep encountering and hearing about men who can't. Have these men not heard of don't want to? No, ma'am. You're the one who doesn't want to accept don't want to. You're not the kind of female that a man with something to offer and something to lose, those are the two things, something to offer and something to lose, commits to. You're not it. And the fact that you deluded yourself into thinking you were, that's a you problem, not an us problem. You're not it. You're not the kind of female that men who with something to lose commit to. They don't. Nor should they. Maybe my friend was right about male anxiety at this moment. Maybe the men are taking a beat, laying low, unsure of how to want, how to talk, how to woo. Maybe they are punishing us for the confusion. Can you figure out why her husband is an ex-husband? And everybody else is like, okay, let me go spin this thing around the block because it's a dry weekend and then see if something else come along. And something else does, and then you can tell her, yeah, baby, oh, I'm busy next week. He busy with somebody else. Now, I need to read this next part because this is why the article's been getting passed around so much. There are many routes to the species of disappointment I am circling here. But however we get here, the complaint is so common, such a cultural and narrative staple, that the Academy is weighing in. We now have a fancy word, heteropessimism, to describe the outlook of straight women fed up with the mating behavior of men. Sounds like you want something other than a man. Don't worry, y'all, because tonight I didn't bring receipts, I brought invoices. Your other YouTube channels did not do this, but I didn't bring receipts, I brought invoices. Coined by the sexuality scholar Asa Saracen, who later amended it to heterofatalism, the term seems, at first glance, to distill a mood that is no less timely for being timeless. Quote, it was really nice. A close friend texted me recently reporting on her third date with a lawyer. Quote, he's really sweet and nice to me and good at sex. No doubt something humiliating and nightmarish will occur soon. Okay. Baby, he don't fool with you like that. On more than one occasion, when my friend checked in with the lawyer to confirm tentative plans, he did not respond to her for many hours or even a day. Granted, he worked a punishing schedule, but my friend reasoned, it takes 90 seconds to send a quick reply. Okay, now, what successful attorney is sitting around all day with time to text to your ass? Furthermore, he's not a very good attorney if he's sweet and nice. If your attorney is, quote, sweet and nice, he's not the one you need to hire. You need to hire a battle axe. You need to hire a 4-star general. You want a pit bull. You do not want sweet and nice. She's got a sweet and nice dude and then surprised that he doesn't contact her back. I don't see how he stays alive as an attorney in New York if he's actually in New York, because they're not placing him in New York. So he could be on the other side of the country. Bumble, Tinder, Match. But in any case, she figures that he needs to make time for her. Yeah, I know you're a lawyer and I should be grateful just to be here, but you need to make time for me. It only takes 90 seconds. No, it takes 90 seconds for him to text another chick who is not going to be imposing on his time and trying to have power over him and control him. It takes 90 seconds to do that. It takes 0 seconds to ignore you. The dissonance between his caring and attentive in-person behavior and these silences confused her, and she mentioned this to him, so now she's nagging him. The lawyer was sorry he had kept her waiting. He hadn't meant to, but he said her complaint had got him thinking. He unfortunately wasn't able to escalate whatever was happening between them into a relationship. In other words, baby, you done ticked me off. You're nagging me. You're not pleasant to be with. He has a whole damn courtroom and clients and judges and motions to fight with. Now he's got a female who's treating him like opposing counsel. And he was just like, yeah, when she comes to his face telling him about how much time he needs to reserve for her and how he's not conforming to what she wants, well, she just found out, baby, it's very easy for a man in that position to swap you out. Yeah, I don't really think we can be no relationship. So if you're available for sex when I come tipping down, Amsterdam Avenue, okay, I'll look you up. Other than that, yeah, baby, you can bounce. What Mac 10 saying, imagine that. If you can bounce if you want to bounce. That's what she gets for nagging him. She nagged him, and he said, you know what? Yeah, I don't think I can do any better or different than we're doing. So, why don't you just bounce? Fellas, if that's the way we play the game, if I'm telling the truth about this is the way you operate, if you get, quote, confronted about how you doing what you doing, give me the black fist emoji in the chat room, or to the non-black folk here, you can give me the white fist, give me the yellow fist emoji, and hit the likes button. It's over 1,800 people in here live. But if I'm telling the truth, give me the fist emoji in the chat room and hit the likes button for me. I got a bunch of folks who are not liking the program. I must be hurting their feelings. I must be saying things they don't like. Oh, I got some light-skinned fists in here. What? That's all right. It's all good. It's all good. I don't give a damn. All the fellas understand it. It don't matter who you are, where you're at. It's all legit. It's all legit. Yeah, she started nagging him, and he said, you know what? Why don't you catch this Uber? Why don't you catch this Uber? That's what he said. My friend clarified that she had not been asking to escalate anything. Yes, you were, because you were nagging him. Take your damn position and sit. Ladies, if you're okay with your position, ain't supposed to be no back talking and nagging. Play your position. She like, if you're nagging about your position, you're not playing it. You follow his lead, not the other way around. My friend clarified that she had not been asking to escalate anything, merely expressing a need for clarity about plans. He understood that, he said, but their, quote, communication skills were obviously too different for them to continue dating. He gave that heifer her pink slip. The humiliating and nightmarish part, she explained to me, was not so much the rejection as being cast against her will as, quote, woman eager for relationship. And what the hell were you nagging him over? In her memoir, all these females writing books, getting psychology degrees, coming up with terms, and with empty, hollow husk lives. In her memoir, Fierce Attachments, Vivian Gornick describes the anguish of being ignored by a lover to her female friend. Quote, what I couldn't absorb, she writes, was his plunging us back into the cruelty of old-fashioned man-woman stuff, turning me into a woman who waits for a phone call that never comes, and himself into the man who must avoid the woman who is waiting. Baby, if you waiting, that is your position. That is your damn position. You that's your spot. That's where you at. And I don't know why the hell they making this picture here. This is ridiculous. Don't worry, we'll come back to it. The folk who did the artwork and stuff, I don't know why they kept doing this, because this is fraudulent. I'm really done, my friend said. I can't keep doing this. I don't want to be hurt and misunderstood constantly. I need to find some other way to live. Get your vegan salad and your weed. She's going down to the vape store, y'all. She's going to get her vegan salad. She's already calling DoorDash for her vegan salad. She probably lives right above a vape store. So she's going to go downstairs and get some green and wait for her vegan salad to show up. I agreed without thinking about it. This is part of the pessimism, right? The feeling that further thinking about all of this is futile. Surely we have done enough thinking by now. Quote, I wish I could just be gay with you, she said.
What? Damn!
Auntie, chill!
What? Damn!
So, ladies and gentlemen from around the world, the New York Times is sending out a lesbian to write articles about, quote unquote, the trouble with men? Who in the world is the cocaine snorting, heroin tripping idiot at that newspaper who thought this was a great idea and still has a job? People, for those of you who didn't read the article, and I don't blame you for skipping it, but did your other YouTubers tell you that, by the way, if you actually read the damn article, that's what you end up at? Yeah, if it seems like this article is written by a man-hating, misandrist lesbian who's saying, by the way, y'all don't need to be, that this article is not written to the men, the article is written to the women to groom them. Welcome to Digital Epstein Island. They are here to groom the women and groom more females to say, yeah, the problem is the men. What you really need is a woman. So ladies, hurry, step right up. Line forms to the left. You don't need to keep fighting with these men, because what you really need is another woman. Just take it from Miss Garrett, who wrote the article and who was married to a man. Take it from her. I just wanted to go ahead and let you all know that that's what's actually going on out here. A multi-billion-dollar publishing concern called the New York Times. And this is what they are actively promoting across the country and around the world to women, is that, you know, the only problem you women have is that you want a man. If you would all just recognize what you really need is a woman. Never mind the outrageous divorce rates among lesbians. Never mind the domestic violence rate among lesbians. Never mind the absolute unpleasantness among lesbians. Just do what the New York Times tells you. Oh yeah, one more thing. If you are a lesbian, why in the hell were you nagging this man about having a family and children? So this sounds to me like you're off your Ritalin. Sounds like she's off her Ritalin, her Lexapro, her Prozac. She's off of something. Sounds like that's where she is. Sounds like that's where she is. Quote, I wish I could just be gay with you, she said. And I said, I wished that too.
Auntie, chill.
So much. All right, so this is what girls really need. Females really need a female friend who you could tell her, I wish I could be gay with you. And she says, you know what? I wish you could be gay with me too. This is the New York Times. This was our commiserative routine. what Saracen might call our performative disaffiliation with heterosexuality, our spin on, quote, take my wife, please, take my straightness, please, take my attraction to men. Now I'm going to stop here and just read this last paragraph, which isn't the last one, but I'm going to stop here. Is heterofatalism a useful concept? I took it up for a while, considered the positions. The writer and gender scholar Sarah Ahmed has advanced the idea of, quote, complaint as feminist pedagogy, arguing that to pitch is inherently transgressive, a form of resistance, while the philosophy professor Ellie Anderson suggests that women venting their dating woes constitutes a kind of negativity as rebellion. Was that what my friends and I were doing over dinner? Rebelling? Yeah, you were rebelling. You were also failing. Because this is not a strategy. This is a coping mechanism. Now, I'm going to do what I'm going to do next, and I'm going to preface this before I do this by saying I am not doing this to be mean. I am not doing this to attack anyone. I got people I know who work at the New York Times. That's cool. Do your thing. But I'm just going to be straight up. I'm not going to do what I'm going to do next to be mean. I'm going to do this in the interest of, damn it, being honest, because we need to, because this is absolutely imperative. This article was written by a woman named Jean Garrett. Hello, Jean Garrett, because they also covered her in the New York Post. I just wanted you to know that this is Jean Garrett, and I'm not doing this to be mean. I'm not doing this to be to impugn anybody. I'm not doing this to be insulting. I'm doing this to put this in its proper context of all the words you just heard and all the things you just heard said about men, how she's going to try to characterize us and attack us. And this is who the New York Times is paying and spend all that money promoting. This is the person that the fella needs to spin the block back for the next week. This is the chick who had an open relationship with her now ex-husband. This is the chick who was sleeping with other men, because she's only talking about the one male, when we all know it was a whole lot more than just him. Oh, take a look at the tattoos. So tattoos, vegan, whole 9 yards. This is her. This is her. This is also her.
What? Damn!
This is also her with her twin sister. I'm not going to say anything else beyond this. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to leave this here from the New Yorker magazine. Yes, she is a twin. Yes, she is. And I'm just going to leave this here. So did any of your other YouTubers, your Facebookers, your Twitter people, did any of them go and actually check the invoices to confirm or codify what the mentality or mindset was behind the article? Or did they just say, we're mining for content, let me grab the article, let me just read it and come up with a bunch of conclusions? Did any of them do what you're seeing me do here tonight? Oh, they didn't. Oh, okay. I'm just checking. Oh, they didn't do that. Oh, if you're not here at the Definitive School of Power Dynamics, you didn't see this at all. Oh, okay. I just wanted to check and make sure, because you see, any jackass can sit out there and try to tell you what's going to be and what they think and their conclusions. Yeah, are they bringing you rock solid evidence that, by the way, there's a whole ideology behind this? Because you can't have a unified solid ideology based on assumption and supposition. You got to have some facts behind your assumptions and suppositions before you can start making assumptions. You have to be able to calculate it. Okay, I brought mine. I didn't bring receipts. I brought invoices. I brought mine. Let everyone else follow the leader. Now, Jason, you ain't done yet. Oh, I'm not done yet. Damn. Remember that academic who created that term that she wants to use? They're trying to kick off another term, and the problem is y'all are doing it like the LGBTQIX thing. You can't keep making terms and bootstrapping terms. You gotta pick one term and just stick with it, because then it becomes too confusing. You can't have a million different terms that all have the same significance and weight. So you're already killing yourselves with your psychology degrees. But anyway, it says here that the piece, which is mostly autobiographical sexual navel gazing, I agree with that, argues that many women are experiencing, quote, heterofatalism, a term that Garnett borrowed from University of Pennsylvania academic Asa Sarensen. Well, let's go take, it's a word that reeks of misandry. This is female chauvinism. But I wanted to know a little bit more about this Asa Sarensen. Well, this is the link to University of Pennsylvania. Asa Sarensen, pronouns he, him, his. Wait, because I understand that many of you may be watching this on your cell phones. You see this picture over here. So why don't we make this picture a little bit bigger so that those of you on your cell phones and your laptops can see this a little more clearly? This is the creator of that heteropessimism, heterofatalism, the alleged he, him, his, Asa Sarensen. University of Pennsylvania. Well, according to their pronouns, it's he, him, his. According to the pronouns, he, him, his. Did anybody do a deep dive into this, you all, to sit up here and debunk these things? Because it's not enough to just say you don't agree with the article. Check the sources and then start going over ideology. And I'm just saying, by the way, I checked the ideology, then I went to the sources. I'm like, okay, yeah, when I make these accusations, yeah, this is my proof. This is my proof. Now, I don't know if we can confirm if Asa Sarensen was born a biological male. I don't know if we can confirm it one way or the other. I do know that I can confirm tattoos, and I do know that I can reasonably suspect veganism and weed smoking, although it might be harder than weed. What? Oh, Sarensen here might have gone straight past weed, straight to the psychedelics and some other stuff. So who got time to eat when you got drugs to do? Who got time to eat when you got drugs to trip? So when you see this article from the New York Times and all of the others like it, then understand that you've got a multi-billion-dollar media machine. This isn't the government, although many people do. The New York Times has worked with the damn CIA and a bunch of these other agencies for decades. Can we be real about that? And just, by the way, to anybody who doesn't know, let me just go ahead and say it's not a conspiracy theory. No, the New York Times has a history of working with the government, with the CIA. Look it up for yourselves. Hell, they even admit it. They swear up and down they don't do it, quote, no mo. Well, at least not to the extent they used to. But then every once in a while, somebody from their newspaper comes down and says, yeah, we still doing it. So just understand that the New York Times is promoting an agenda. This is a multi-billion-dollar machine that's promoting a sick, deviant, anti-heterosexual male agenda because men are the warrior class of any society. If you can break the warriors, you've broken the society. And so that's it. But I want you to see who was behind this. And I would like to thank you all for bearing with me so that I could show you who was it who wrote the article, what their real agenda is, to point those things out. I wanted you to see what it was. And I did that because I wanted you to be clear about the next thing. Because I know what frustrates you. And you've had a number of people telling you that there is some safe, secure, pure haven out there somewhere. Some of them even come back to you and claim that they got passports to prove the veracity of their position. They're promising you all kinds of things. Well, I want to do tonight's program against the backdrop of that article, which is like, once you read stuff like that, that's what's coming out of America. Yeah, it's not very hard to figure out why it is that men want to check something else. Not very hard to figure out why the men would want to do something else under these circumstances. Not very hard to figure it out. However, I would like to take this as an opportunity to let you know that you might want to reconsider some of the propaganda that's given to you both by corporations and by individuals who wish to be social media and internet influencers, because they're not being honest with you. Now, first, I want to start with a piece from China Observer, which I strongly suspect the American government is all over this. Pretty sure once we check the backdrop of it, it's like, yeah, these things are paid for by the U.S. government. But there's something in here, and folks have mentioned this. There have been YouTubers who've been using this video and others like it. Yeah, but there's context that is missing. And without context, you end up trying to promote something without having everything out there that you need. That's the problem with a lot of the way that people are trying to use these things. So what I want to do, I want to go ahead and play something for you so we can put this in its proper context, and so that Miss Garrett and, well, I can't say Miss Saracen, although are you just legally Miss Saracen or are you biologically Mr. Saracen? I don't know. But I want you to listen so that you can have some idea here. So just in case you are sick of the New York vegan, weed head, anorexic sexual scene, just in case you want some chicks with, quote, traditional family values that have not been contaminated by the mongrel West, hold on for a few moments.
Pop culture and online literature have long promoted the idea that marrying a wealthy, powerful man is the key to success. Women are told their worth lies in finding a ticket to power and wealth. Meanwhile, men are conditioned to believe that women only care about money and that only young, attractive, and obedient women are worth pursuing.
Only young, attractive, obedient women are worth pursuing. You know, when you're dealing with incompetent CIA operatives, incompetent propagandists, why would a man not want a female who is young and cooperative? Why would you not want a female who is young, good looking, and cooperative? Why wouldn't you want that? The opposite is old, ugly, and unpleasant and combative. Why in the hell would a man say, yeah, I don't want young, pretty, and cooperative. I need something else? Why in the hell would you want that? So there's a reason why this isn't going to catch on. Why would a man have a problem with that? Did anybody put this in its proper context before? No, they didn't. Okay, moving right along.
Meanwhile, men are conditioned to believe that women only care about money and that only young, attractive, and obedient women are worth pursuing. For wealthy men, this dynamic is particularly ruthless. They often favor younger women, frequently changing partners. Many young professional women who date these elite men are left behind. By the time these women approach their 30s and look for men with similar qualifications, they find these men have chosen younger women instead.
Now, first of all, women are the original creators of the ruthless dating market. Females are ruthless from the time that they're about 4 years old.
What? Damn!
Every male in here remembers in elementary school, if the girls liked you, they talk about children can be blunt. Yeah, but girls perfect being cruel. If the girls didn't like you in elementary school, you were invisible. You didn't exist. They had no problem treating you like you didn't exist, telling the teacher you were bothering them. Those are the rules. Those are the rules. So if she's not feeling you, she gets to be heartless. She gets to be animalistic. Who cares if you're balled up in the fetal position? Damn you. But when the shoe is on the other foot, we're told that the men are ruthless. Well, the men need to just give everybody a chance, but they never tell the females, y'all need to give everybody a chance. It's just, hey, you men who get the resources, y'all need to give everybody a chance. Okay.
Women who date these elite men are left behind. By the time these women approach their 30s and look for men with similar qualifications, they find these men have chosen younger women instead. Thus, they are left in a race against time, becoming part of these so-called leftover women. These so-called elite men are often individuals with money, power, and household registration benefits, those who thrive in political or business circles, leveraging networks to benefit themselves and their families.
Now, I want to replay this part because this is key. Yes, in the chat room, yes, I said 4 years old. I meant that. Either you don't have children, you're not around children, or maybe you don't remember your childhood. But yeah, that's literally it. From the time they can enter school. And by the way, I can always have you call up to confirm that if you doubt. I want to back up here because I want to play this part here again, because this dovetails off of a program that I did a couple of years ago to let you know why it is that most women today, and they're talking about China, but this part right here is actually accurate. This actually is accurate. So ladies, I want you to pay attention because you've been deceived and misled in a lot of areas. And this is a nasty little reality that folks want to try to ignore. But this is the real reason that 99% of the female population is going to find itself with a male that they look down on and they think is worse or beneath them. And that's what's going to happen.
And household registration benefits, those who against time, becoming part of these so-called leftover women. These so-called elite men are often individuals with money, power, and household registration benefits, those who thrive in political or business circles, leveraging networks to benefit themselves and their families. Ultimately, the women who marry these so-called elite men typically come from privileged backgrounds. For these men, marriage is not about love, it's about resource integration. A woman's education isn't the priority. What matters is whether her family can enhance their interests. Do her parents hold influential positions? Has she been trained from a young age to navigate political or business environments? Positions? Whether her family can enhance their interests. Do her parents hold influential positions? Has she been trained from a young age to navigate political or business environments? Can she skillfully manage relationships tied to power and profit within the family? Women from privileged circles are groomed from a young age to excel at husband management, learning how to read people and secure family benefits. Young age to family. Women from privileged circles are groomed from a young age to excel at husband management, learning how to read people and secure family benefits.
This right here is the part that the New York Times and the rest of them will not talk about. These women want to talk about being a lawyer. They drop the name lawyer because that's supposed to be prestigious, even though I've already proved to you all in most cases it's not. But did you hear what he said there? What is it that that these elite men, even in China, what is it that they're looking for out of a female? Swinging her butt cheeks on TikTok? How much booty meat can she wiggle on Instagram? How many females can do, even in America or anywhere else, how many females can actually do what you're hearing here?
Or business environments? Can she skillfully manage relationships tied to power and profit within the family?
How many females in here how many females listening live recorded that you've met? You can't name a single damn one. You can put her at any business meeting, in front of any group of politicians, in front of any group of celebrities. She is a fish out of damn water. Maybe she can wear the hell out of a pencil skirt, but she can't hold a conversation to save her life. You can't put her in front of a $10 million man and she hold his attention, be able to talk to him. She's going to want to show him her damn Facebook. She's unpleasant. Let's talk about that youth, looks, and is really agreeableness, but submissiveness. Okay, but she's not young, she's not good to look at, and she can't hold a conversation. She's supposed to be the female counterpart of you, so you want a fully capable man. You want a man who is in powerful circles, but you don't want to be a female capable of maintaining that. So you want to be a damn burden. Let me get married so I can be a burden on you. Aren't you powerful enough to drag the both of us around? So they want men who are able to maneuver in elite circles, and even in China, the men are saying, hey, we need females who have been taught and raised and groomed to be able to interact with the types of men and people that we deal with. Doctors, lawyers, international finance, banking, real estate, people with real history degrees, and they talk about it from a philosophical standpoint of power. My YouTube channel is dedicated to power dynamics. There isn't another one on the planet like this that talks about this. I did this program before. Remember years ago, I did this program before. We were talking about even in the American paradigm that you had to charm school these females. We don't have charm schools, and their raggedy ass mamas sitting on the back stoop with their worn out barbecue pit and her fifth of liquor. And you have a daughter who might be able to twirl around the pole, but if you put her in a damn room, and as you all know, I've been in the room with some of the richest men on this planet, and I'm just telling you, you ain't gotta like it, but the truth is 99% of the female population is not qualified to walk into that room. When I did my program about the two Claires, 99% of the female population is not Claire Huxtable or Claire Underwood. They can't do it. They haven't been raised. They're not capable. Take a look at what they ingest on social media, what they ingest on the internet. It's a bunch of damn fantasy and makeup porn. None of it is power progression, just fantasy porn. Give me a handbag, give me a car, give me the trappings of power and wealth. But baby, you don't match power and wealth. You don't. I can't sit you at a table with an eminently powerful man and you serve as my representative. That man looks at you and says, this is the potency of this guy's decision making. Take a look at the woman next to him. This is the potency of his decision making. Your female is your representative. Dressing her up in nice clothes is not going to conceal what happens when she opens her damn mouth. And that's the problem. Hell yeah, it's heterofatalism, Mr. Whatever. John Garnett is heterofatalism, and it's the men who are fatalistic. Because if a man wants to do something and be something in this world, the truth of the matter is the average 20-year-old, 25-year-old, 28-year-old, 32-year-old female isn't even beginning to be ready. She's ready for an entry-level secretarial position. She is gonna be pretty much useless beyond that. You're looking to get the next step up in the world and you got a female who's a damn cinder block around your neck. She isn't capable. And the men in China are saying, by the way, does she come from a family that has groomed her? Does she come from a family that has taught her the ways in which to move around power? And not just that, she has to be have an eye for it and be a broker for it herself.
And profit within the family. Women manage relationships. Can she skillfully manage relationships tied to power and profit within the family?
So when you all watch TV shows like Marco Polo and other programs, what's that, Shogun, and other programs like that, you always see that frequently the females from the warring states period, either in China or Japan, the females who were around the emperor, you couldn't just be around the damn emperor. You had to protect the emperor's interests because in many cases they were children. So you had to have females. You couldn't be the local bimbo dunce. You heard about the females who were the concubines. Okay, but if a concubine got pregnant by Kublai Khan or whatever, she had to be ready to step in and get her piece of the action. She had to be able to navigate power. If she was able to win that damn genetic lottery, she had to navigate that. And you don't see females today even having this conversation. They don't even discuss this. All they discuss about is what they can take, what they can steal, what they can grift off of. And then when they've aged out, okay, is there a pension pimp or a salary simp that'll take me off the damn market now that I'm aged out, ragged out, post-popularity, post-viability, forget post-wall. So the females listening to me in your 20s and 30s, please understand, this video is breaking your heart, smashing your feelings, crushing your organs. I understand it. Because when you hear this list of requirements, you realize, hey, you ain't ready. You're not ready. You're not ready to go to the Ebbett Grill. You're not ready to go to Emerald's with the CFO, not the CEO. You're not ready to go with the CFO. You're not ready to sit at that table with him and talk about anything other than operations at the job. You can't talk about the world, finance, politics. You can't discuss history, philosophy. You can't do any of that. And you know it. You're not a power broker. You want to be with a power broker. Okay, but even in your female role, you ain't one. You're not leading among the women. Forget among the men. You're not even leading among the women. But you damn sure want a man who is. Now, that's the part that nobody talks about. And that is inarguable. You can't sit up here and say, Jason, take a look at your Ivy League universities. Oh, I'm going there. Your Ivy League universities, your prestigious universities, your HBCUs. There aren't any top flight females who are power brokers that can have any of these damn conversations. They are boring. That's why everything they do is focused on their sex organs. You notice that? They talk about who they having sex with or who they're not. When a female is announcing, females in American society are the only females on the planet who sit up here and talk about announcing being celibate.
Nigga, what?
Females in American society are the only ones who talk about being celibate. So their only real strategy is to call attention to their sex organs. Hey, take a look at what I'm doing. Hey, take a look what I ain't doing. So it's Tiana Taylor, let me get my back smashed. And by the way, stop trying to make Tiana Taylor a thing. I don't give a damn if she's in a movie with Leo DiCaprio. Baby, y'all ain't gonna make Tiana Taylor a thing. She been run through, ragged out. She's not gonna be the new Rihanna. Give it up. I don't know who she Harvey Weinsteined to get that role with Leo DiCaprio. But the bottom line is, yeah, baby, one and done. So give it up. Give it up. But in any case, they want to bring your attention to their sex organs. Cardi B, take a look on your timelines. There's nothing more pathetic than women. You got married women out here trying to call attention to their sex habits. Baby, that's the definition of done. Tell me what you're doing with your sex organ. Tell me what you're not doing. I didn't ask for the daily update. But she's letting you know, hey, this is what I got to offer. So here's the daily update on what I'm offering. Okay, a man cannot commit his lifetime to your sex organ unless, now here's what the women don't like. Ladies, it is what it is. There are plenty of men for whom, as long as you're not a pit bull and your sex organ is available, he can commit the rest of his life to you. And that fella is called, number one, the average guy. Number two, the beta simp.
And deal with it, nigga.
Now, that's who that is. You know, the guys that you overlooked in your 20s and 30s, and the only way you would ever be with him is if all your other better options fell through and you got to throw this Hail Mary. But you know it's true. Those are the guys for whom you don't have to have a brain. You don't have to be sharp. You don't have to know power dynamics. You don't have to be able to maneuver the interpersonal and power dynamics within a family or a company. You don't have to be a fellow power broker sitting down at the table with the man who has chosen you. You ain't got to have that with the average guy, because he ain't going there neither. They want a man who can sit up here and open the doors to the world, but she wants to be the average female with nothing to offer but a sex organ and maybe a smile if you're lucky. Ladies, men don't go off and try to figure out how to be 7-figure men, hell, high 6-figure men. For the average chick, it's too much that has to be done. There's too much that has to be maneuvered. That's not enough to commit your life to. That's not enough. You got to qualify for this, and that's not enough. You are a basic broad. And that's why you're over here upset, Miss Garrett. Because and by the way, does this picture match what you all... Yeah, remember I told y'all before about that artwork, whoever the artist is. Oh, now that you've seen it? Okay. And then we come down here. What's the relation? Okay, what are we pushing here? What's the agenda we're pushing here? I'll let you all make up your minds about what the agenda is being pushed here. But, yeah, Miss Garrett, you don't qualify for that. You don't qualify for that. What type of man who is a power mover in this world and is building something of any significance or notoriety? What the hell is he going to do with you hanging off of him? You don't build up strong men. Hell, you take strong men and try to figure out how you can suck the life out of them. You're not here to say, how can I be a part of the program? You're here to say, here's what the program, I'm so glad that you built yourself up into such value. Now, here's what the program needs to be. And that's not the way it works. That's not the way it works. But it gets worse than that. We are coming to the bottom, coming around the bottom of the shank of the second hour here. As another radio host once said, we're coming around the shank of the second hour. Coming up on the shank of that. Even if you want to know what complicates matters here even more, that none of these suspected CIA YouTube operative channels are talking about. You want to know what makes it even more daunting, people? Because nobody is telling you the truth about the numbers. Even if you could build yourself up, even if you could do these things, everybody's telling you, you know what, damn America, go get your passport. You know what? For the first time ever, let me introduce you all to the reality of what your passport is going to get you. And nobody has done this. After tonight, watch. Because remember, I'm the program that all your favorite YouTubers love to hate watch. And everything you hear here, you'll start seeing them slowly and begrudgingly integrating it into their programs and their repertoires later. Because, yes, somebody could actually be bothered to do the damn research and the work. This, ladies and gentlemen, is abortion rates by country. From worldpopulationreview.com, this is the abortion rates by country. First, we're going to take a look at the per capita here. The abortion rates, we're going to take a look at that. First, you have in the number one slot by the abortion rate. Now, this is by the abortion rate, not the total number of abortions, the abortion rate. Number one is Vietnam.
What? Damn!
Auntie, chill.
Well, number one is Vietnam. Number two is Madagascar. Make of that what you will. Number three, Guinea-Bissau. Number four, Cuba. Number five, Cape Verde. Shout out Amber Rose.
Oh, please.
Number six is India. Number seven, Trinidad and Tobago. You can go down the list. Number 8, Greenland. Number 9, Cambodia. Number 10, Sierra Leone, Barbados, Pakistan, Kenya, Uganda. Yeah, the Caribbean and Asia and the Caribbean are fully represented. Asia and the Caribbean are fully represented. We haven't even gotten to North America yet. Take a look at all the places you see on this list before you even get to North America. This is by rate. Now, this is by rate, but by the way, these are all the folks before you ever get to North America. But you may be saying, well, Jason, I'm looking for a way to get out of arguing this here. So give me something else. Okay, what about the total number of abortions? Well, we can do that too, if you like. This is the total number of, if you go by countries ranked by total number, coming in at number 1, India.
What?
Coming in at number 2, China.
Damn!
Coming in at number 3, Pakistan. Coming in at number 4, Nigeria.
Nigga, what?
Coming in at number 5, Brazil.
Oh, please.
Where's cooning out? Where's butt dancing barrister and Austin Holloman? Where's butt dancing barrister and Austin Holloman? Folks, this isn't new data. This is not new data. It's been out here for years. This tracks with what we've seen for years. Why is it that your passport bros and your favorite YouTube and ass kissers and your favorite coon tubers, why is it your favorite coon tubers are not hitting you all with data? Because, oh, the data breaks whatever damn hustle for clicks and views they trying to run. Oh, it busts the hustle for clicks and views that they trying to run. I need to go to China. Let me go get me a Chinese chick with traditional Asian values. And I'm showing you, by the way, these are the traditional Asian values, stupid. Hey, dummy. Hey, moron, talking about things you don't know anything about. By the way, this isn't my opinion. This is the data right here. To any jackass out there telling you it's different. Oh, yeah, by the way, y'all are going to see some places on here you didn't think you would. Indonesia.
What?
Oh, look, Vietnam is back to get its shine. Bangladesh. Egypt.
What? Damn! What?
Oh, did you think that you would find some Muslim countries cracking the top 10? Oh yeah, one more thing. Did you, if I told you about what the numbers were, did you suspect that you would find some Muslim enclaves cracking the top 10? Since you thought you were going to get away from this by saying, well, what about total number? Okay, forget rate of abortions. What about the total numbers? Okay, you want that one? Now they're going to be like, man, I hate this nigga. Find another YouTube channel. Let me find another YouTube channel to watch. Please tell me why your favorite coon tubers and your favorite beta simp tubers didn't go over this data. If they've been following all these years and talking about all these years, why the hell is it I'm the one who had to crack this to you all? Why haven't they done this? Asking for a friend. Get your passports, fellas. Mexico, the Philippines.
Damn!
Oh boy, your white YouTubers have been spending years telling you that the Philippines was the lick. Oh, the white YouTubers spent years telling you that the Philippines was the lick. Oh, man, if you could just make it to the Philippines. If you could just get you abroad from the Philippines. Meanwhile, my niggas out in California will tell you about the Filipinos. My dudes in Cali will tell you about the Filipino chicks all day. But to a lot of the white YouTubers, they didn't get the memo, y'all. They're still looking at websites. They still looking at websites. The Philippines comes in ahead of the United States.
Nigga, what?
The Philippines comes in ahead of the United States. Most of you would have thought that the U.S. was number 1, maybe number 5. Did you know there are a bunch of places that have populations way smaller than the U.S. and yet they're coming in ahead of North America? Did your YouTubers and your incel tubers bring you any of these numbers? And for any of you out there, by the way, are you going to take them to task over this and say to them, by the way, hey, buddy, you need to explain this data? Or are you scared you're going to mess up your favorite YouTuber's channel? But were you afraid you're going to mess up your favorite YouTuber's channel? Okay. Yeah, what'd you say? And data and stats are breaking souls. It's breaking their souls right now. Next up, after the United States, Ethiopia, the Congo, Russia, so much for your mail order brides, Kenya, damn, Africa is representing, Tanzania, South Africa, damn, Africa is representing. Bill Gates, where you at? Hey, anybody seen Bill Gates? I'm looking for Bill Gates. And can anybody find Bill Gates right quick? I got a feeling Bill. Where the hell is Bill at? Last time I saw him, he was in some African village claiming that he was setting up well water. And him and Mr. Beast. Where's Bill Gates at? I'm asking for a friend. Does anybody know where the hell Bill is? Anybody seen Bill? If somebody got Bill's pager number, pass it to me right quick so I want to check something right quick. I just want to check something right quick. I don't know where Bill is tonight, but I'm looking at these numbers and Africa is very well represented. I got a feeling. Let me check with Bill right quick. See where he at. Iran.
What? Damn!
Nigga, please.
Iran. 450,000. Iran. Oh, you didn't know this was going to be the way it was going to go down? Oh, your favorite coon tuber and your favorite incel tuber didn't tell you. They didn't never looked into any of this. Why? They picked some place they don't like. They pick some place they don't like, and then they start talking bad about that one, but they don't actually just give you an objective analysis. Because when you just take a look at the raw numbers, oh hell, Thailand, Uganda, Myanmar, Madagascar comes in before Argentina, before Colombia, before Peru. Think about that for a few moments. Madagascar has more abortions than Argentina, more than Colombia, more than Peru. Did you think it was like that? Mozambique, Ghana? They got more abortions than the UK. Angola has more abortions than the United Kingdom. Did anybody tell you any of that? Did they spell it out for you? Then you wonder why it is that men in Asia kind of moving the way they moving right now, and nobody is being honest with you about the way that works. Nobody's being honest with you about that. Well, get your passports, fellas. Get your passports and go where? For what? What are you gonna do when you get there? What's the agenda? Other than being a sex tourist, which you were already doing. What was the agenda? And why is it that your favorite YouTube channels didn't go over this specific data right here? Because this would shut down a whole bunch of talk. You see, for somebody who's actually about this kind of thing here and can tell the truth about it, I can sit here and tell you, women are the same all over the world. So to anybody who tells you that this is just a North American thing, I'm like, he's lying his ass off to you. Have you checked the damn numbers? No, you didn't. Because the internet is a place that rewards ignorance and stupidity. Nobody checks each other. Nobody goes over their numbers. Nobody sits up here and tries to figure that out. However, you might disagree. Such as in the chat room, somebody named Strength apparently disagrees. I'm so glad to hear that, because the link to the Zoom has been posted to the top of the chat room, and we are, in the words of Darth Vader, we are going to be enjoying ourselves with your presence. We are going to have to insist on your company. So to Strength there in the chat room, so glad you have so much you would like to correct us on. You're going to be having that opportunity here now. And remember, if you don't defend your points, you're the one who destroyed it. So we look forward to that either which way. We look forward to that either which way. Now, there are folks who don't tell you things. There are folks who don't tell you things because telling you these things would destroy what the hell they got to say. It would destroy whatever point they're trying to make. It would annihilate it. They don't want to go over this. And by the way, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put up the link to this in the chat room for you here. Let me go ahead and put the link up to this in the chat room for you. Don't want anybody to miss that. There that is in the chat room there. So for those of you listening to it live or recorded, you will be able to look that up for yourselves. There's the link to it for you there. So that will be available to you as well. That'll be available to you as well. For your research, for your elucidation, if you will, that'll be available for you. Not a problem. Not a problem. I want to know if your woman comes from the top 3, top 5 places for abortions. Is that still the paradise for wife material? Is that still the paradise for wife material? Has anybody asked you all these basics when you got abortion numbers this hideous? Is this still the hot spot for wife material? And you'll have dudes online swearing up and down if they got them a chick from India. They'll be swearing on a stack of Bibles that they've got polypurebred. She's nothing like these Westerners, man. Nothing like these Westerners. Nothing like them. So, thought we'd take this as an opportunity to go ahead and review that. What I'm going to do here, let me go ahead, jump over here on Zoom. Let me see if I can get Panka here on Zoom. Now, by the way, if you're on Zoom, make sure that you have your camera and your microphone turned on just so we don't have any trolling issues. YouTube is not going to see you. I'm not going to put you up there for YouTube to see you, but just to make sure we don't have any trolling issues on my end, just to make sure people are allowed to disagree. They're just not allowed to troll. So in the Zoom here, Panka, you have 5 seconds to get a light on for me. YouTube is not going to see you, but just to make sure we don't have any trolling issues, I just need to make sure we have a light on, make sure we can see you, just so I can see you. YouTube will not see you, but I need to make sure I can, just to make sure nobody is tempted to have trolling issues. All right, Panka, thank you very much for joining us here. And what's on your mind?
No, man. I one of the things I was really wondering when people talk about like passport bros. A lot of times it's in reference to sex tourism, right? But if we're expected to wait for a real relationship until we're in our 30s, mid 30s, or if we're expected to have a relationship and then have our women, if we're unable to have a family until we're in our 30s to late 40s, isn't relationships in America also kind of sex tourism? Like you're all renting it.
Who's you all?
When I say you all are renting it, I guess I'm saying people who put the moniker of going overseas to find women is strictly, or going overseas, right, for dating opportunities is strictly sex tourism. I would say, what's the difference between going to a different city, going to a different neighborhood, going to if your marriage is not arranged, you know what I mean? It's sex tourism because you as an individual is traveling somewhere else to, that's one question. And then also, I don't think it's fair to put like the bar of this is a bad country for women as abortions. I think it's way better if it was like contraceptive pills. So we're talking about like how do you get the pills to a certain place? What's the pharmaceutical industry built around those pills? And more, not even pills. Sorry. We can go with the buttons, the type of clothing, right? So where pantsuits go the most, the female clothing is probably going to have more feminism because it's going to be more employed women, right? If we have more type versus the dresses, that's one way. And another way is the actual pill of contraceptive. You know what I mean? So if we have not pills, antidepressants. So if we have a high amount of antidepressants, we also have men checking out of the society and women checking out of the society so that they can, participate in the hedonism and kind of turn the brain off. I'm just trying to raise these questions and work through them.
Okay. Let's see if we can deal with your first one first. And yes, in the interest of upsetting people, because if you don't like it, it's just damn well reality.
About in terms
okay,
of,
well, okay, it's time for you to just listen. It's time for you to listen. I don't know if your mic's working or not.
But let's talk about the type of clothing.
I don't know if his mic is working or not, but
not
you need to be okay, sir. You need to be quiet, sir. You need to be quiet. You need to be quiet. You're done talking. If you start talking again, I'm just going to drop you. So you're done talking. He was hearing me just fine. We're going to deal with these things one at a time. Now, first of all, where are you calling us from? That's the first thing I want to know, because I've talked to you before. So where are you calling us from?
So I can tell I'm a first time caller.
Okay, where are you calling from?
Respectfully, I would like to keep that.
Okay, sir, you can just say the
private.
country you're calling from. You're not the only person there.
So I've traveled between countries.
Okay, sir,
I'm
where are
in
you?
the States
Where are you?
currently.
What country are you in right now that you're calling me from?
Right now, I'm currently in the States.
Okay, the states. Which states?
Yeah, I'm respectfully, I can't dox myself. But
Okay, sir,
I would
that's not doxing yourself. I'm in the United States. I'm in Louisiana. That's not doxing myself. You're talking crazy, and you're talking silly.
Okay. I mean, so I would love to have your thoughts on what I said in terms.
Okay,
of,
sir, the first thing we're gonna do here, because this is gonna be a respectful conversation, we're gonna start with you. Where are you calling us from? Because that's very germane. If you're gonna make the assertions you have, that's very germane. Is where you're call what nationality is calling us to say this?
Yeah, there's some information I can't divulge
Yeah, I
about
mean,
myself.
and what I'm saying to you is you have a lot of complaints, you have a lot of weird things to say, and I just thought you should know that if you're having trouble with women, this is the real foundation of your problem with them. This right here is not so the problem right here is not with the women. The problem is with weirdo stuff like this right here. Now, I'm not gonna put you out there. I'm just gonna say everybody doesn't see what I see right now, but brother, we could use a barber in the worst way. If you need one with a chainsaw at this point. So what I'm saying is the grooming is not on point. And I don't know what refugee camp you escaped from. No shade. But I'm just saying you're making all kinds of accusations and statements about women. But sir, sir, you're going to be quiet. You're just going to be quiet now. If you talk over the host again, I'm going to let you go so you can go get a bath. But the bottom line is looking like junkyard dog in 2025. That's not the move. That's not the way. So having negative things to say, you have to earn that right. Somebody like you, yeah, you gotta pay. Women charge you a tax. That's the thing you don't like. Fellas, when you fall below the desirability threshold, women tax you for it. She's like, okay, if I gotta be around you, you got to pay. You have to actually bring something up front because you've got too many negatives. That's the issue. You got too many negatives.
I'm well spoken. I'm well educated.
Okay,
I'm well traveled.
Sir, you're going to be quiet. You're going to be quiet, or we're going to have an open conversation. That's going to be simple as that.
I know, but an open conversation.
Okay, right now you're acting like you're trolling. Right now you're acting like you're trolling. I'll let you talk in a moment. First of all, I already let you speak.
We're talking.
I already let you speak. So right now you're going to be quiet. I already let you speak. You said everything you wanted to say. You want me to respond to it. I'm responding to it now. So all you do is sit back and get the response that you asked for. You get charged a tax because you bring a lot of negatives. That's the issue for you. Now, some of you during the
negatives being my lack of haircut, not my income, not my worldliness, not my understanding of life or my experience. It's purely physical. Right. And so I understand what you're saying about me not having a haircut, which is a fair statement. Right. But if
okay, folks, if I tell you to be quiet, then I mean be quiet. I mean that.
I got
you. Okay. You want to keep talking?
I bring a lot of negatives.
Okay. Yeah. You bring a hell of a lot of negatives. All right. If you like to keep disrespecting me on my program, go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, okay.
I'm listening.
All right. No. Just keep talking because this is very educational for everybody else. Yeah. Just go. Keep telling him how much you know. Yeah. He's got a bit less to say now. Now, as I was saying, during the pandemic, a lot of you young men got took in by folks who were trying to get their lives and money together, and they were saying all kinds of weird, crazy stuff to you. Well, first of all, men paying for sex, you put yourself in danger, ended up like Diddy. So that's the first stupid thing. Second stupid thing is that you're going to end up in a situation where you've given away your power. And a man should never line up to do that. Women who desire you don't charge you for sex. When you're a man who's low on the desirability threshold, you gotta pay. That's the way that works. Dude, you're looking around. You're looking around all crazy and weird. This is a maturity issue.
I think having
How
the
old?
ability
How
to
old
pay-
are you, man? Because you act hella immature.
Okay, which is a fair point.
Yeah. How old? How
Having
old
the
are you?
ability to
How
pay
old are you?
Can separate men.
Yeah. How
right?
old? How old are
Is-
you?
Is definitely a delineator.
Okay. How old are you?
But I think.
Okay,
when we
dude. If
talk
you ignore
about-
it again, I'm gonna try a different tactic. How old are you?
my brother, I don't want to give too much personal information. You asked to turn on the camera so we didn't troll. And now when I turn on the camera, you like, oh, you look like a bum ass nigga, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with.
Okay,
I do need
you're
to
not,
hear-
sir. You're not
You're not
gonna.
lying.
You're not gonna ignore the host if I ask you a question.
I'm not ignoring you.
Okay,
but
you're not gonna talk over the host either.
My address is ABC.
Okay, sir, you're not going to talk over the host either. You're not going to do that either. Now, if you start talking crazy up here, now you're just trolling again.
I said I think that's unfair.
Okay, I don't care what
But
I don't care what you think. It's not unfair.
When we talk about what women want, right?
Sir,
I
you're
think
the one who
women
raised. You're
be
acting
paid.
very immature, and I want people to understand that this level of gross immaturity goes along with the complaints that you made. So the way in which you act and your age, that tells us why it is that you are coming off saying this stuff you're saying. Women don't dig
not
this.
the money
Hell,
thing.
here's the other thing. Not only do women not dig this, men don't want to be around this. Bruh, you're going to be an outcast. You are an outcast and awkward to everybody, not just females. So you have to pay. That's why you come and talk about this paying for stuff. Yeah, you have to pay because no female who's got two options is going to make you her primary one. You going to get taxed. Mm-hmm. That's what's going to happen to you.
My conversation originally wasn't necessarily about sex work or prostitution.
That was what you said. You said you have to pay for it if you go around the world. You said that. No, you have to pay.
Give me 1 second.
You have to pay.
That it's a price that men have to pay coming into a relationship.
And a higher price that males like you have to pay.
Monetary. I didn't when I say
males like you have to pay a higher price.
That is right. If it's an exchange of information.
Males like you have to pay a higher price. You don't just have to pay. You got to pay way extra because there are too many negatives with you around. You just don't have enough. You're real squirrely acting. It's real unmanly. It's real feminine. It's giving LGBT vibes. And what I'm saying is when you act like this immature, the internet doesn't filter you out. You get in front of females and she's got to think about, okay, this is just a real weird dude to be around. And that's what I'm saying. I want to know what refugee camp in Ghana you calling me from so that we can get you straightened out. Because this is just weird. I want to figure out what refugee camp he's calling me from so we can get this straightened out. You can unmute yourself so you can tell me what refugee camp we calling from because the walls are looking real huddish.
Fair.
It's looking real huddish. So when you say the things you're saying, I'm just saying the behavior you've exhibited. Yeah, this explains why.
And I mean, let me ask you a different question, right? What type of man doesn't have to pay for the affection of women? And what do you consider payment? Like, do you consider time invested as payment? If I like a girl, right, and I spend 9 days talking to her on the phone, trying to like, it doesn't matter if you like her. The question is, does she like you? That's the question. Okay. It doesn't matter if you like her. You like every female you see. The real question is, does she desire you? Those are words you've never heard. Man, that hurts, and it's not true, but I understand.
It's absolutely true.
Okay, cool. And then let's move on to the question of.
Okay, but you just asked the question. I'm in the middle of answering it. It hurt his soul when I started answering it, so he wants to move on. No, I'm going to finish answering your question. He hates hearing these things because, by the way, I'm putting it in context of how you're saying this silliness. He's never talking about what kind of man doesn't have to do that. I'm answering your question.
I don't.
Dude, you're not a lover. You're a weird. You're not a lover. You're a weirdo. But be quiet. The man who doesn't have to do that is a man who actually is desired. That's the man who doesn't have to do that. So if a female genuinely desires you, if she's actually passionate about you, You don't have to pay. You don't have to ask her anything. She comes to you. She comes looking to you. She comes calling you. She makes it very clear she's interested in you. She doesn't come to you with her hand out. She just comes to you. That's the way that works. Sir,
that's an interesting idea.
That's a factual
I don't think that women have been socialized for that type of activity. I think even the pretty women, right? We see online, women are like, hey, why aren't men coming up to me? Even if I desire them, even if I value them, right? Why aren't they coming up to me? They want
right,
to be
but what I'm saying is that the reason. Okay,
and
but
so
I'm saying for you to say that you are a particularly severe case. Okay, so I can't hold you up to say, oh, hey, this is out of the ordinary. Now, in your case, this is a particularly severe one. That's the issue.
And I would respectfully, I would disagree, but I'm not here to fight you. I'm here to learn.
Where's the female who's going to dispute that?
Dispute what?
What you just said that you didn't agree with my assessment. Perfectly fine. Where's the female who will argue against that on your behalf? Where is she? Because I can open my lines right now and get plenty of females who will vouch for me. So I want you to get the females who will vouch.
I don't
for
look for female validation.
Okay, but you said you said what I said was not true. Where's the female who will? Where is the female who will validate that you're correct? Where is she?
Great point.
Where? Okay, that's a great point. Now tell me where she is.
Female traits.
Okay, tell me where the female is who will validate what you just said. Where is she?
What, that I'm valued? That I'm valued?
Tell me where the female is. Tell me where the female is who will confirm what you just said. Because you can't confirm that by yourself. You need a female to confirm it for you. So where is she?
See, I think if you rely on a female's confirmation,
but you have to get female confirmation when you say I ain't struggling with females. You got to get a female to say that.
You don't need no. You don't need. That's the beautiful thing. You don't need a female
nigga what
female validation, because you can I can
so you're telling us trust you,
she
bro.
Can confirm my validation.
Okay, send her $20 right now. Send one $20 right now and get her on here so she can say it.
Yeah, I don't think that's
okay. Do you need me to foot you the $20, nigga?
If you want to send me $20, I'll take it.
Okay, no, because then you'll start booty popping. Because I don't want that. So, dude, get the female by hook or by crook to come confirm it, sir.
I get it.
Get the female by hook or by crook. I don't care if you pay her. I don't think you could pay a female to say it. I don't think you could pay a female to vouch for your credentials. Prove it. I don't believe you.
Oh man, I'm so angry that I'm gonna I'll show you. Okay, different question. So you ranked the breedability, right? Let's just call it that, by abortion rates in these different countries. And shortly I have to go get my charger because my computer's about to die. But you rated it by abortion.
The
rates.
generator in the refugee camp is running low, but go ahead.
Okay, fair. You ranked it by abortion rates. I think that's ineffective. I think that if we have to rank it by industry, specifically liberal industries. You know what I mean? And how industry is set up to.
Are you trying to tell all of us that abortion doesn't have anything to do with the caliber or quality of females in your society? Okay, he doesn't want to play no more. Now, folks, you are allowed to disagree with me. You are allowed to dispute what I'm saying. When you start trolling, all that old nonsense right there, if you're calling in just to deliberately be disruptive, I'm going to deal with that differently. So, yes, you do need to be on camera just in case you decide you're going to push the boundaries. If I tell you, stop the trolling. Well, I be goofy. Okay, well, be goofy where everybody can see you then. That's all I'm saying. Look, if you want to, and I didn't cut his feed. He was the one who turned it off. Hey, bro, if you want to keep that mess up, then go ahead and stand on it. If you're going to keep that up, then stand on it. But I just wanted you ladies to know the succulent hunk of masculinity that you will not be getting in on because y'all don't genuinely care for a man, don't genuinely have affection, you don't genuinely desire men. And he's got hella females who will vouch for his credentials. Can't bring none of them, can't find none of them, can't pay for none of them. But okay. Okay. All right. Asking for a friend. According to him, the rate of abortion in your society has zero bearing on the quality of your females. Now, if we were talking about women in North America strictly, he'd be telling you from whatever refugee camp in Central Africa he's calling from, that speaks on the quality of your females. Meanwhile, they over there in the damn females. Meanwhile, over there, it is catastrophic. And what I'm saying is if you're a male with a really jaded, cynical view, there's probably a reason. There probably is. And it ain't good. Okay, my Zoom thing is filling up over here. Let me go ahead and see if we can get, okay, this is Timmy on here. All right, Timmy, what's on your mind?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I honestly believe that guy may have been artistic. Like, I honestly, that's the way he behaved.
You believe he was artistic?
Yes, I believe that there was something like really wrong with him. Like, and I'm not saying that to be facetious, but I mean, we might want to look into that. I'm just saying that's he was acting a little offish. Like usually, I think he may have been, yeah. And so that's what I wanted to say. Let's give the guy grace. He might be. That's just.
Well, we are in a graceful mood tonight, so we'll be extending grace to everyone.
All right.
We'll be extending grace to everyone, so we are in a graceful mood.
All right, you take care.
All right, thank you for giving us a call.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you for pointing out that he was artistic. All right, let me go get somebody who's a little bit more reliable over here. Let me go ahead and grab that right quick. All right, Brother Elijah is calling us here tonight. So let me go ahead and get Elijah up here. What's on your mind, brother?
Hold on, brother. Can you see me?
No, your camera's off right now. There you go.
All right, I'm sorry. You can see me now? A lot better?
All right, we got Brother Elijah up here. What's on your mind, brother?
Hey, brother, look, excellent broadcast tonight as usual. Let me put a disclaimer to that previous caller's thing. Excuse my language. We on the business, so we're a little different over here as opposed to the other channel. All right, fuck all that shit. All right, no. If you say shut the fuck up, that means shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear what the fuck he got to say. I want to hear what the host got to say. All right, I don't know. All right, and then listen, Jason, you always taught us men got to know. Men know their boundaries a little bit different than the women because men understand there's a threat of violence. That's why you don't have men that run their fucking mouths too much because shit like this. If we told him, hey, shut the F up and then punch him in his fucking mouth, we would be justified for that.
That's the New York talking, y'all. Go ahead, Elijah. I'm
sorry about that. No, just all that. No, take that feminine shit somewhere else. We talking about serious business. All right. So that's just a preface what I'm gonna ask, brother. You asked a question in the beginning of the program about can you find a wife in Asia? I said absolutely hell no. You can't find a wife in Asia. You could maybe on a small scale, but that's not let's keep it about. He was talking about the abortion rates. They have Professor Black Troop covered this. Them in the other part of the dominant society, they have low birth rates. Why do they have low birth rates? Because they don't have a lot of money and everything like that. All right. And also I'm hearing stories there's food shortages over there in Asia. So they have to make what you call man-made food. So no.
Well, here's my thing, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Folks act like, killing your kids is new to North America.
Yes, sir.
North America is one of the youngest countries in the world, not one of the oldest. So what I'm saying is that in their desperation to cope with the admittedly untenable, look it up, the unacceptable situation that has deteriorated in North America and the West, they're making up nirvanas. They're creating imaginary safe havens. Well, if we were in Asia, it'd be different. And this fantasization of Asia, a place that they're totally unfamiliar with, don't know anything about it, it's just like turning Africa into some mystical place.
Yes, sir.
There's not a witch doctor around every corner in Africa. And there's not some middle-aged virgin, I'm talking about Middle Ages as in the Dark Ages. There's not some 3rd century virgin around every corner in China or or Japan or South Korea or Indonesia or Singapore or the Philippines or Thailand or Vietnam, or we can keep going all damn evening. I'm just telling folks that the internet's trying to sell you off of your ignorance. They know that you don't know any better. They know that you're not aware. So they just start throwing names out there and start saying places, hoping that you either don't know any better or won't Google it. And all I did was just show, by the way, a simple Google would show this. It really, really would.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, brother. No, you're 100% right. And then I always held you to this because I'm gonna quote you. You said no matter where you go on this planet, female nature is the same everywhere.
And deal with it, nigga.
You got females that would bluntly say, "Hey, I want this," and then you got other females that won't be so bluntly that they won't say this. It's the same. Okay, you're not running from. There's no utopia, nothing. There's nothing going on anywhere. And
I mean, look, here's my thing, brother.
Sir.
These are let's just keep it real. Folks complain about the Asian hair care stores. They'll be sitting right there in your damn face. You buy now. You buy now. Then you're going to tell me that, oh, these are the nice, soft, demure females?
Right.
So this is any different from Bushiqua and Antigua? You're sitting here complaining about them with the same attitude, is what I'm saying. Where's the soft, demure thing there? Oh, that's just at work. That's interesting because that's the same thing we hear from American women. Oh, that's just the way I act at work. And then we're like, no, that's not. You act like that all the time. Yeah, this is the damn reality. Folks are trying to sell you on something because they want to sell you a course. They want you to buy a membership. They want you to buy a book. They want you to become a member of something. And without just telling you, okay, this is what it is, deal with it from where it is right now. And that this is just the reality. They never compare apples to apples. I did that with Austin Holloman, and literally within a couple of weeks, he was getting banned from Brazil. And it's like, okay, well, y'all stop lying to people with this imaginary bullcrap talk on the internet. Just say it is what it is. Hey, we trying to get some easy sexual access, and women in the States consider us to be too socially awkward. Well, women in the States might have their issues too, understood, but that doesn't change what the original problem is.
Yes, sir. And then to add to what you just said about soft and demeanor women, everybody remembers this. The Red Apple Nail Salon, they acted far more ghetto than Bushika the Hood Rat could have ever acted. You've never seen a salon of black women beating each other down with sticks in there. So we know for a fact that Asian women are not no soft, have a soft demeanor about them. We know that for a fact.
Anybody who watches one MMA,
right?
The one MMA female championship division is dominated by them Filipinos and Thais and whatnot. So you're about throwing hands and fighting. Okay, fine. So folks love to just sell fairy tales. The internet is a place where people look for whatever is clickable, what is inflammatory, what's going to trigger people, not whether or not it's factual. All I'm doing tonight is saying, okay, let's discuss some facts. And they're going to be like, let's move on. Brothers in California ain't impressed by a Filipino chick, and I'm not dissing Filipino females. I'm just saying they don't mysticize them. They got plenty of them out there. They got plenty of them, so they're like, yeah, they don't go for any of this internet magical talk because that's not the reality. They're just women. They're just women. And they're not really a lot different from the ones around you. They want, quote unquote, the highest quality man that she can get. And the high quality for men is global. That's not local. The definition of high quality is global.
Yes, sir.
China, Asia, Britain, Australia, Russia, the fella sitting on the biggest bag, the fella with the most command and authority, the fella with the nicest looks, and they aim for a guy who got all three, but if they will, they just buy the first two. And that's global, man. That's global and historical. It's always been that way. It's always gonna be that way.
Yes, sir. I do have.
And if you had daughters, you'd be raising them the same damn way too. But go ahead.
Yes, sir. I have this question. Then I'm gonna land my plane because I heard what you said about the Zoom filling up. So I don't want to take too much of your time, big brother. You did say with the men, I understand their frustration and everything like that. They want to go overseas to how do I say, be sold on a dream that, hey, this woman over here is better than the woman over here, and they don't realize, hey, you going over there, and then imagine you bring that woman over here, she's instantly, and I mean instantly, gonna flip on you and be just like the women you just try to run away from. So with me saying that, my question is this: why don't it look, when I saw a buster like that you had on your phone, all right, had on the Zoom, this goes back to what I'm talking about, self-improvement. What is wrong with, instead of worrying about so much damn sex and all the women, instead of just sitting your ass down and saying, hey, look, the women and all the sex and all that is gonna be there, what is wrong with just taking some time to fix yourself up? Why brothers have that? Why brothers can't?
Because that's not what the internet sells. The internet, everybody on the internet is trying to sell something. My channel would have millions of subscribers if I focused on using this as a portal of commerce. I'd be doing what these other folk do. I'd be trying to get big name YouTubers on here. I'd be trying to quote network. I'd be trying to have extravaganzas to get my weight up. And that's what you do. So that's what the internet does. I don't have the need for that, so I can be brutally frank about things. But let me go ahead and debunk the passport thing for all of y'all just to understand something. Let me explain something to y'all, folks. Maybach GLSs are expensive. Bentley Bentaygas are expensive. Aston Martins are expensive. A week in Thailand is cheap.
And deal with it, nigga.
You can go to Thailand for a couple $1,000s. You can stay, actually, you play your cards right, you can stay for a few weeks for a couple $1,000s, although not counting the plane ticket. But that's like what these chicks do with their girls' trips. So fellas use that, and then they come back and try to post up online about it. They try to post up online. They try to, just like when folks try to sit here and photobomb, oh, I went to this place. Oh, I was eating at, Nobu, or whatever the case may be. This is the male version of the females doing that. So you got the chicks going on their girls' trips, and then you got fellas who claim that they found some exotic location. These hoes are a whole lot better than y'all in America. And I'm like, okay, I can't believe you unless you can show me where that female has committed to you. You can get any American female to hug up with you. That's not a science. If these chicks over there are better, show me where she's committed to you in some way or on some level that the American females haven't. Thank you very much. Give us a call tonight. We appreciate that. Thank you for giving us a call tonight. We appreciate that. Okay. I need Shatan to give us a call. I need Shatan to give us a call here. I need Shatan to give us a call here. So Shatan, I'm so glad that you've weighed in on this tonight. I need Shatan to go ahead and hit us up so that we can parlay. Need you to go ahead and hit me up with that. Don't worry about the chat room right now, Shatan. I need you to go ahead and hit me up on Zoom so you and me can dice this up like Benihana's. Let's go ahead and chop this up like Benihana's. All right. All right, we got Vane here on Zoom. Vane, I'll let you get in here for a minute. Try to keep it short because I got somebody else I need to click in.
Sure. I'm so happy to hear the topic that you're mentioning today about abortion. It's very sad that women are doing this. I think the woman should be taught in schools to protect themselves with birth injections so that they avoid getting pregnant, because it seemed like a lot of women don't feel the financial stability, and this is why they're doing that. And it's very sad because they're innocent and the government doesn't want to like say how the little ones, they have feelings. Even if they're small as an ant, they still got feelings.
Well, you know, feelings are nice. Feelings are wonderful. Common sense is better. Using your brain instead of your heart. And the bottom line is, if you are in bed with a man who is not committed to you, why you are, as a female, you are in charge of protecting your fallopian tubes. You're in charge of that. Let me give you an example. If a man takes a woman out, takes a woman on a trip somewhere, a trip that he can't really afford. I mean, he can charge it on his credit card. Yeah, but he can't really afford it. This is going to put him into way more debt than he's really comfortable or able to handle. That's not the female's fault. That is not the female's fault if his desire to be in her company puts him in a bind. He's the one who has to protect his wallet. He's the one got to protect his finances. Same thing for a female's fallopian tubes. You are the owner of your fallopian tubes. No matter what man you meet or what he says, at the end of the day, you're going to be the one responsible for protecting those. So it's not a government thing. It's not a family thing. It's not even a school thing. This is a survival thing. And what happens, let's be honest, most females feel entitled to affection. They feel like they're entitled to whatever man or whatever person shows up. They owe it to me to give me whatever I want. And that's where they get life messed up at, when they assume that they're entitled to it. If they walk in saying, you know what, I'm not entitled to anything, and I need to confirm that everybody's on the same page before I do anything. And at the end of the day, if nobody signed anything, they haven't committed. If they don't do that, then they're just trying to get over. But I'll let you have the last word.
Yeah, I also think a lot of what you're saying, it makes a lot of sense, but also a lot of the abortions are being done by minors. Like, they're usually 15, 16 years old. They don't know any better. And everything that you said is common sense, but they don't know any better. And then they have, for example, a horrible mom that will ask them, do you want the kid or not? And then they don't even know. They're confused themselves by the whole thing, because
yeah, I mean, there are you're true that there are some that are done by minors, although because of states and stuff like that, that's not the majority. It's just like single motherhood today. The majority of single mothers today are over 30. So these are the overwhelming majority of abortions are done by women who they're using it as birth control, because the relationship, she decided, let me have a baby and that'll trap him. And then the fella let her know, oh no, heifer, I'm leaving you and the kid. And then when he makes it clear to her that he's not going to get trapped, now all of a sudden, you know, she wants to sit up here and throw the kid into a wood chipper. So, yeah, there are some under 18-year-old females, some, but that is the minority. The majority are females very much of age, very much adult. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, the thing is that I think that they're in a mature mindset when it comes to that. And most likely they already went through that already in the past when they was like 13, 14, 15, 16 years old. And they never learned their lesson from that. And then they repeat it again later in life. And that's why you see so many older women going through this now, because they didn't learn the first time their lesson. Many of the women, when they're young, when they're like 15, 16 years old, they don't even know what abortion is until the older boyfriend that they had, which was usually like a migrant or whatever, who wanted to take advantage of her. He introduced
baby, you in New York City, they're teaching about abortion and LGBT, and now grown men, minors having sex in school.
What?
You're in New York City, baby. They teaching that in school. That's part of sex ed. Is by the way, and if you throw them draws around enough, you can get an abortion. So, baby, you in New York City. What we talking about? What we talking about, baby? We in New York. What we talking about?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but the thing is that you got to also remember, take into account that the majority of the kids in high school, they're cutting class to smoke weed and do things with their friends.
Okay. Maybe school away. Maybe that secondary school y'all got up there and whatnot. I'm sure that they're training, for Rikers Island over there. But the majority of kids in New York City schools are not skipping class and smoking weed. Not in the bathrooms anyway. You can't do it in the bathroom. You gotta go out in the parking lot. Anyway, have you found your Jamaican boyfriend yet?
I'm taking it slow. What? I'm taking it slow.
Auntie, chill.
How slow is slow?
Just taking it slow, because doing the homeworks, it's like I barely have time for, the whole day is just preparing for the classes, the food.
Well, good. Well, that is good to hear. Now, that's what I was looking to hear. She is focusing on self-improvement, emphasis on the self part. Now, that's what I was waiting to hear.
Yes, Jason, you helped me more than my therapist, because my therapist kept trying to push me to talk back to my crazy family, and I was like, no.
Yeah, let's not do that. Now, you said taking it slow. That doesn't mean that there's nobody you talking to. So, does taking it slow means you're not talking to anybody? Does taking it slow mean y'all only hook up once a week?
No, taking it slow, I'm not really talking to nobody. I'm just trying to try to heal and try to understand myself. I'm trying to work hard and be a better version of myself.
Okay, well, that was what I was looking to hear. All right, let's keep up the good work. Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. We appreciate that. That's what I was looking to hear right there, because y'all know with female, I'm taking it slow. That means he slow roll through once a week. No. Slow means not at all. Oh, okay. Now, I can neither confirm nor deny the veracity of it, but I'll keep my fingers crossed. Let me go ahead and do this. All right, we got Chrissy here on Zoom. Chrissy, what is on your mind? Fresh from the Dominicans doing the Afro knots.
The Africans. But, so I want to...
Oh, they doing it right now. Okay, never mind. I saw 2 hands come out, y'all. Y'all don't see what I'm seeing, but she is getting her hair in twists right now.
Amen. Yes.
Girl, do your thing.
Yeah, so I wanted to refute what you just said. So according to the CDC,
now wait a minute, are you shot tan?
What is that, a race? What do you mean?
Okay, if you're not shot tan, don't worry about it.
Abortion ratios are highest among adolescents. So that means less than 15 or between 15 and 19 years old. So you weren't telling the truth about that.
Okay, ma'am, I said no, she was referring to under the age of 18.
15 to 19 years old.
Yeah, ma'am. 15, 19. So 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So, yeah.
So, according to the CDC, the highest ratios are among adolescents. So, I don't care what.
Are you counting 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds as adolescents?
They're adolescents. No, I'm not. The CDC is.
Okay, well, I'm telling you that's silliness, but go ahead.
I'm reading from the CDC. So
you're a grown person at 18 years old. What the hell are you talking about? What are we talking about?
With the CDC, I'm not the CDC.
No, ma'am. I'm talking about whatever you saw on their website. That's a misnomer, ma'am. The federal government federal government recognizes 18-year-olds as grown. Thus, as a male,
I'm reading from a
excuse me,
website,
ma'am.
so.
As a male, I can be drafted into the military at 18. That's not an adolescent. By the Geneva Convention, let me teach you a little bit of history since you don't understand this because you're a female.
Anything. I'm
ma'am,
from
by the
website.
Geneva Convention, you can't have child soldiers, and that's why the U.S. military says you can't join until you're 18. So by definition, you cannot be 18, not a child, and simultaneously an adolescent.
Okay,
next question.
Is defined as the transitional period between physical and physiological development between the childhood and adulthood. So technically that is 17.
You physiologically develop until you're in your late 30s.
Okay, so I'm reading the definition of
You physiologically develop until your 30s.
I'm reading the definition of adolescence.
And you physiologically develop until your 30s. That's the biological definition of development. You didn't know that?
Okay, well, I'm reading the definition.
Did you know that?
Yes,
ma'am. You keep developing until your late 30s. Did you not know that?
I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm reading.
Ma'am, I'm giving you facts. There's nothing to argue with. This is facts. Now, are you going to argue with that fact?
I'm reading the definition. I'm not arguing.
So you're going to argue with the fact?
You are arguing with what I'm reading from the internet.
No, ma'am. I'm talking about a government website. You are referring to a government website, and I'm showing you the clear flaw in it.
But I just told you the definition of that.
And I just told you that your reading from the government website is in error because I will show you another government website that says exactly the opposite. So which government website would you like to go by?
I'm reading from the CDC.
Okay, and I'm telling you about the United States military. So which one would you like to go by?
The CDC, like I said.
Okay, ma'am. Well, the United States government military says something the opposite. So you might want to contact them and see if you can get that reconciled.
The military does a lot of things. Anyway, I wanted to ask about another point you said. So you said something about Asian women being able to command power and all this other stuff. So what is it that Asian men do so much better than Black men that their women are so much better to command power?
Okay, I'm not sure what you mean by that.
You said that Asian women are brought up and trained to be able to command power among powerful individuals. What is it about the Asian man that they respect so much that they're able to do that the Black man does not do, that the Black woman clearly doesn't do that? Because you're saying Asian women are better or something like that?
Okay, turn your camera on, Chrissy.
What? I was trying to read, so perhaps it turned it on.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Now repeat that one more time.
Okay. So you said that the Asian woman is able to command power or something like they're brought up.
I did not say that.
Oh God. Okay.
You don't listen very well. I didn't say that.
I was taking notes during your broadcast. But
no, ma'am.
You
didn't listen. I didn't say that. I said that's what these men that the Asian women want are expecting.
So they're not able to do it though?
Well, the Asian men apparently feel like there's not enough of them.
Okay, but
I'm sorry, Chinese men apparently feel like there's not enough. So I'm not saying that there are not any. I literally said 90.
No, I said,
okay, listen carefully, Chrissy. You're being disagreeable and argumentative. That's not a good look.
You're doing
okay, ma'am, that's not a good look to be disagreeable and argumentative. Not a good look at all. I said 99% of the female population cannot do that. So the overwhelming majority of this female population cannot do it. Now, that's what I said. If you were selectively listening because you were too busy triggered and outraged, that's a personal problem.
I was trying
to
take
my words were 99% of the female population cannot do that. Which part of 99% did you not get?
Okay, yeah, that is what you said. So
thank you very much. Okay, so glad we got that cleared up. They might be doing the twist too tight. It might be messing with your hearing. So I'll have some grace. Oh, girl is twisting her ass all back there. She's doing a great job twisting. So you might not be able to hear it. I'll let you plug her shop here in a minute. Unless of course it's bootleg, in which case we'll keep it on low. But I'll let you plug her shop here in a minute.
Anyways, you're right. You did say that. I was trying to take notes. But so are you saying that most men can do this? Since you're trying to demean women, so you're saying that men can do this?
Now remember, you've already lost when you start deflecting. But however, I'll answer. I'll address your question. I'm going to address, ma'am. You just asked a question. I said I'm going to address it. Now she's being argumentative. Now you're just being argumentative. You asked me a question. I'm saying I'm going to address your question, and you're still arguing. I just said I'm going to address it. Now she's like, let me stop so we can argue. How about we not stop and argue? How about that one?
I don't understand.
Okay. You will understand when I finish explaining this. Most men are not power brokers, and most men are not dealing at that level either. That doesn't change that is the type of male that most women would prefer ideally to be with. So the fact that most men are not at that level, no, 90% of men, well, technically speaking, 90% and fading into that top 20% don't enter that area either. So a firm 80% and a stretch 90% of men don't qualify at that level either. But that doesn't change. Because that doesn't change that is the type of man that practically every woman wants to be with. That doesn't change that.
But so why is it so adamant that you say the women can't do this? Why is it so like?
Because that is the man that the females are passing over the men that they actually qualify for in pursuit of the top 10% that they don't qualify for. Let me say this for the 6th time. That is who the majority of the women want to be with, even though she does not qualify for him. I'm explaining why they don't qualify. If they were to make those adjustments, well, then they would, but that's going to take a lot of work and a lot of time. But if they made those adjustments, yeah, then they would.
Okay. You sound so angry. Calm down.
Ma'am, young, pretty, agreeable.
That too. So you
young,
said that
pretty, and submissive.
Yes. Okay. So you said that basically if a woman is not young, pretty, and submissive, that she's the opposite. So basically, any woman that is not young is old, ugly, and argumentative, correct?
I have one question to ask you. Just one. How? Yes, ma'am. I am answering your question. Yes, ma'am. I am answering your question. I have one question to ask you.
However old you think I am.
How old are you?
However old. Take a guess.
No, ma'am. I'm asking you a question. It's very simple.
You can't even answer my question.
Because I'm answering your question right now. How old are you?
37.
Okay.
And deal with it, nigga.
I rest my case.
Yep.
Exhibit A and B. I rest not because of me. Let folk play this back on their own. Yes, this is exact. By the way, nice tattoo. I know we didn't talk about this before. On your hand? That's not a tattoo on your hand?
No, it's not. It's a birthmark.
Let me see it. Hold it up. Let's see it. Right hand. We've already done this. We've already done this before. We've already done this before. We already did this before, Chrissy. We already did this before. I don't know why you're doing this. We already did this before.
Oh wait, so you have my age. So am I considered old, ugly, and argumentative?
You are definitely argumentative, and you're not young.
So what's young?
If you have to ask what's young is, you already know what it is.
That's not true. Young is relative. Like, are you okay?
Okay, ma'am. Young is younger than 25.
Okay, so what are men if they're over 25? Since women over 25 are old.
What makes us valuable? Our age is what makes us valuable. You're looking for us to lead. You're looking for us to have experience. Us being a novice is not a plus for us.
Okay, so every man over 25
being new and leadable is a plus for you. Us being new and leadable is not a plus for us. You do not want a man who is still on the job learning. Ma'am, you're doing that argumentative thing now. You want a man who knows. You don't really ideally want a man who's still learning. Men want the exact opposite. We want a female who's coachable. You want a man who is a coach.
I don't disagree with that.
Okay, so thank you. I rest my case.
Okay, so you want a woman that's coachable. So does that mean like devoid of her own values?
Okay, clearly you don't know what the word coachable means. If a player on the sports team is coachable, does that mean devoid of his own values?
No, but some people don't want people on their team that are too strong.
Okay, it's not about strong, ma'am. If there's a coach on the team and we're letting down the game plan, if you're going to be laying out the game plan, you need to be coaching. You cannot be star player and simultaneously coach. I know you wish you could, but no, ma'am, you cannot be star player and simultaneously coach. What makes you the star player is that you can execute whatever the coach gives you to perfection. That's what makes you the star player. The coach is not the star player. The coach lays out the game plan. The star player is the star player because he executes the game plan to perfection. Y'all both got two separate positions, and you're not supposed to be competing for those positions. Who are the worst players, who are the biggest disappointments in sports history? In case you didn't know, men who had extreme talent, but they weren't coachable. If he's not coachable, then he's refusing to work in concert with the other players or the team. And that includes the coach. The coach is a member of the team. You're supposed to be working with the team, not competing against it for some personal self-aggrandizement.
That is a fascinating perspective, I must say.
It is also devastatingly logical and accurate. Look, I see the gears in her head.
I can't disagree with it.
The gears in her twist are turning right now as I speak.
You funny.
That is a wonderful flower tattoo on your right hand.
It's actually not. Good guess, though.
It's flower.
Okay, so...
Or the zodiac.
All right. Oh, okay. So last one. You said that when women get pregnant and the men say that they don't want to be there anymore, and you use the word that they don't want to be trapped, that the women should carry these babies alone and they should be proud of that?
Okay, when men make mistakes and errors, nobody comes along to tell us. When men make mistakes or errors, nobody comes along to tell us that, oh, we should alleviate him of that. If a man says, I don't want to be a father, females will march him into child support.
Wait.
You asked a question, I'm answering it. When females will march a male into child support and demand that he take accountability and responsibility for his decisions, not his preferences. So if he gets her pregnant and he says, I don't really want to be a father, females will insist he be forced to take on the responsibility. Now, all I'm saying is everybody needs to be held to the same standard. Now, what is wrong with holding everyone to the same standard?
Wait, so...
Okay, that's a simple question. I answered your question. What is wrong with holding everyone to the same standard? Second try.
Didn't you say that the women...
Okay, third try. Why should we not hold everyone to the same standard regardless of their sex?
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm
okay, then the next thing you're going to say is going to hold everybody to the same standard, right?
So you're saying that the men should be able to abandon the women?
No, I did not say that they should be. I did not say that they should be able to abandon anyone. I said what his response is. If the guy if she goes in deciding having a baby will help nudge him across the line to wanting to be with her forever, when she realizes that doesn't work, if the guy makes it, excuse me,
she didn't get pregnant by herself.
But she chooses to get pregnant by herself.
You can't, bro. Men impregnate women. It doesn't work.
No,
like
a woman chooses to allow impregnation by herself.
Okay, I'm done.
A woman decides to accept being impregnated by herself, doesn't she?
If she accepted it, then he wanted to do it.
But she's the one who has to accept it. It doesn't happen without her.
But he wanted to be a father.
Okay, it doesn't matter what he wants. She is the one who wants to carry the baby.
Okay.
So she's the only one who can choose to carry it.
Okay.
So if she doesn't agree to carrying it, nothing happens. He can want her to carry his baby all the time. You've had people who come to your shop and solicit you to buy things. Telemarketers call you to buy things. You don't ever say, well, I bought it because he wanted to sell it to me. Here's where logic meets emotion. Yes, so just because somebody else wants something from you doesn't mean that it's your fault if you give it to them. It's your house, it's your wallet. A telemarketer can want to sell you something all he wants to. Does that mean that oh, well, I had to buy it because he wanted it? If a telemarketer wants to sell you something, then that doesn't mean you have to buy it because, well, he really wants to sell it to me.
I mean, isn't that what sales tactics are for? I'm sorry, we're going somewhere else.
I'm asking you, are you telling me that that's the standard? If somebody really wants you to do something, well, Jason, they nagged me enough, so I had to do it.
Is that how sales works? Aren't you supposed to make them feel like that? Yeah, I thought that's how sales work.
Okay. But boy, I'm telling you, I hope your boyfriend, baby daddy, husband, I hope that nigga knows.
Why would you even wish
if
that I had a baby?
If a telemarketer calls Chrissy enough, she gonna drop it off, y'all.
Participate in that. I don't participate in sales, but
she just told you all, if the telemarketer nags her long enough, she gonna give it up.
No, I've been in.
If the fella at her job nags her long enough, well, baby, I had to do it in the bathroom with him because he really wanted it.
Don't work. So sales doesn't.
No,
sales
ma'am.
is
I'm
made up.
saying
Sales
that
is a made
you,
up thing.
ma'am. I'm saying that you cannot have it both ways. You are the owner of your body. If nothing happens inside your body that you don't allow. So the buck and the semen stops with you.
Okay, I get that. So
then
are you
stop
saying that
trying to shift
manipulation is a made
responsibility.
Okay, I accept that. So are you saying manipulation is a made up concept?
You're not manipulated when it's something you want to do.
You can be manipulated into wanting something.
No, you can't. You can only be encouraged into something that you want. You can't be manipulated into something you want to do.
Is encouragement not a part of manipulation?
Ma'am, it starts with your desire. They didn't make you do something you didn't want to do. They only helped you to something you already wanted to do. Now you want to blame them because you want a guarantee of the outcome. And that's not the way life works. So you can desire all kinds of things you shouldn't be going into. It's going to be on you if the result is bad.
Right. So the men should stay with the women that get pregnant.
I'm saying that as a woman, you choose to get pregnant. And if you choose to desire pregnancy by a man who doesn't really want to be with you, there will be consequences as a result. Just like if you try to buy a car, if you try to buy a car from a car lot that doesn't want to sell to you, there will be consequences if you push this issue. Now that's called life. Now any supposedly grown adult who tries to argue around facts in life, let that be a testament to their maturity or lack thereof. If a man doesn't really want to be with you and you decide pregnant
this person, so you encourage.
Why shouldn't he?
So okay, so that's what I'm saying. You encourage him doing that, but you don't encourage.
No, I said no. You said why does he want to have sex with them? Because he wants to. Why shouldn't he?
But why would you encourage that?
Why shouldn't he want to have sex with her? Why shouldn't?
Because he should make better decisions.
His decisions. Okay? His decisions to have sex with her. Are you saying
he should not do that?
He shouldn't want to have sex with her? Are you saying?
No. What? So you just what? Ew. No,
what kind of silliness is that? That a man should not desire to have sex with her? What kind of silliness is that?
If you don't want to have no babies with her, why are you having sex with her pregnant? And
so you have to have. So you have to want to get a woman pregnant to have sex with her.
To ejaculate on her? That's sick and disgusting. Yeah, you're setting.
Please.
You're setting her up. Why would you ejaculate on a woman you don't want to get pregnant and then get mad when she keeps the baby? Like
you all have over 3 dozen forms of birth control. You can't get pregnant unless you desire.
Weird.
You can't get pregnant unless you desire.
Sit there and ejaculate on a woman that you don't.
You cannot get pregnant if you don't desire it.
Okay, well then you shouldn't be mad if she terminates the pregnancy.
Okay, well that was what you were arguing about. You were arguing about the fact that the man's like, hey, I don't have a kid, so
then you can't be mad if she terminates the pregnancy that you forced. What?
You're the one who was upset because the man didn't care if she's having an abortion because the man doesn't want to be with her. So obviously a guy in that situation does not care about her having the pregnancy. He doesn't care about her having the baby.
Why wouldn't you encourage that? So you should be encouraging it.
Why would I want to encourage barbarism?
Ejaculating in a woman that you don't want to get pregnant is
first of all, having a female operating in a
barbarism.
Step number 1, a female operating and utilizing her body like a dog under a bridge. That is excuse me. Listen very carefully. Listen very carefully, Chrissy. You have life. Chrissy, you say a lot of irrational, emotional things. Time for you to just listen. Time for you to just listen and learn. Otherwise, I'm going to put you together with Panka because you two are equally immature. Number 1 step of barbarism is a female who is not acting like a female human being. She's acting like a female dog parading around under a bridge somewhere. That's the first step of barbarism.
Why are you
Step number 2 is not.
Why are y'all attracted to
Step
that?
number 2 is when you have a female who desires a male operating at the same level of dog that she is operating at.
Why do we run? So we run the yard. So the females run the yard. And y'all
your body. Excuse me, ma'am. Do you not own your body?
What does that have to do with anything?
Okay, who owns your body, ma'am?
Why are you ejaculating?
Okay, third time, who owns your body?
Why are you ejaculating in it? Because you have
fourth time, who owns your body?
God.
Okay, who's giving permission for men to lay on top of you? Because that requires giving permission. Who is giving the permission for a man to lay on top of you?
I don't understand why you can't answer.
Okay,
why are you ejaculating
in
women that you don't want
because,
to have your kids?
okay, first of all, I'm not doing that, but any male
You're encouraging it.
Ma'am, who is the female has to permit it.
You're still encouraging it.
Ma'am, the female has to allow
it.
it. The female has to allow it.
Oh my God.
She has to allow it. Now,
So who's
Chrissy,
the females or the man?
it's your if it's the
us.
female's body and
It's
the female
Ooh.
has eggs, but she does not have sperm. So if the female is inviting sperm into herself, she's the one causing all
So what
of
if
this.
what if she didn't ask you to do that, but you did it anyway?
Okay, we call that rape.
Thank you.
Okay, but are
Thank you.
these?
I wish I.
But are these
Thank you.
females?
This is
And who's
recorded.
are
Thank
these
God.
females being raped?
You just said if
Are
I
these
didn't ask you to
females
do that
being
and you
raped?
did that, then that happens a lot actually.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Are you trying to lie and tell people that the majority of illegitimate pregnancies are rape? Are you really this crazy that you're gonna try this?
What is an illegitimate majority of illegitimate?
Chrissy, how many
I
children?
haven't
How
done
many
the
children
research.
did you have again?
I don't have kids.
Yes, you do.
And men
we
like
already
you,
we already
psychopathic
covered
men
we
like
already
you
covered
are-
that. By the way,
No,
aren't
we
you
didn't.
vegan?
No, you're so weird.
Okay,
What's wrong with you?
she's vegan and she smokes weed. So
No, I don't. And no, I'm not.
don't let me have your hairdresser drop the dime on you.
This woman.
Don't let me have the hairdresser drop the dime on you because I'm going to ask her if you smell like weed. I'm looking at
doubt
them
she would
lips,
even
baby. I'm
know
looking
what
at them.
that
I'm looking at them lips right now. Those are blunt rolling lips. If I ever seen them
My lips are two toned.
with that bull ring, with that
hell?
bull ring in your nose, baby.
Bro,
come
which
on,
one is it? Are you talking about my lips or my piercings? Like,
baby.
pick a struggle, bro.
You got
Dang.
you got tattoos. You got a bull ring. You got weed smoking lips. What are you talking about?
My
You're
lips
argumentative
don't
as hell.
reflect weed smoking. I have two toned lips. My top lip is dark and my bottom one is pink. What are you talking about? Like, are you okay?
Okay. Would you like before I let you go? Would you like to give your hairdresser a opportunity to plug her shop? I'll give her an opportunity to plug it if she wants to. If she wants to.
There's like a language barrier, but
Language
for
barrier.
braids-
Okay. Well, so much for that.
For braids in Capitol Heights. Let me not.
Okay. Well, she
Because
wants
your
more
audience is
business. She wants more
psychopathic.
business. What are you talking about?
No, your audience is full of psychopathic losers.
No, my
and they might
audience
try to
is
stalk
okay,
me.
ma'am. That's the
So,
losers were the
no.
guys you got pregnant by. My audience is winners. So
I've
don't project
never been
your
pregnant,
struggle
and
onto my people. Don't do that.
Sir, your audience is full of glazers.
Okay.
But anyway,
And you're part of the audience.
I hate Watch actually.
Okay.
I hate this.
That's fine. Just so long as I don't care if you love Watch or hate Watch, just so long as you watch. I don't care if you're sitting there watching while you're beating your kids and your dog.
I'm sure you know. You're
Deal with it, nigga.
And then beating your kids, your dog, and signing your boyfriend, signing your baby daddy up for child support. She's sitting there just giving everybody hell. Just so long as you watch. That's the part I need right there.
Exactly.
Okay, well,
I have nothing else to do.
All right, so tell your hairdresser if she wants to send me an email to plug her business since you obviously hate player hating. She's doing a good job back there, but you steady hating on her pockets. So I hope she listens to this and understands.
Oh no, I don't like the broadcast. I love the money though.
Okay, well she would love the money too. So this is why I'm talking about females hate other females.
She finna get paid.
Baby, you ain't got enough of that.
Other females. What?
My folks got way more money than you. So that's
You're sir.
Yeah,
Sir.
that late
You from
income
Shreveport,
tax
boo.
that
Y'all
late
broke.
income tax
You from
return.
Shreveport, y'all are broke.
Ma'am, would you like to test that?
Baby, I've been to Shreveport. Y'all are broke.
Baby, would you like me to test that right now?
If the men in Shreveport are broke,
no, man. Would you like to test that between you and me right now? Would you like to go big bank versus little bank?
you're one man in Shreveport.
Man, would you like to go big bank?
Shreveport.
And I am Shreveport, baby, representing. Would you like to go big bank versus little bank right now? Yes or no?
No, because you would win.
All right, I'm so glad to hear that.
Get off my phone!
So glad we got that taken care of. So glad we got it taken care of now. Shout out to the brother. A lot of y'all thought that sound clip was over the top. No, it wasn't. He did it exactly the way he's supposed to.
Get off my phone!
That's exactly the way he's supposed to lay it down. Just like that. A lot of y'all thought he was doing too much. I said, nope, he's doing just the right amount. Right there. Save my little vocal cords. Save my little vocal cords. Y'all remember that Too Short song where he said, throw your ass in the trunk? Turn up the speakers, make you feel the bump. She don't want that. She don't want that right there. Y'all broke. It's like, okay. Baby, I'll be done messed up your damn weed habit for the week. She'll try to make it through about 30 minutes. Big Bang versus Little Bang, she'll make about 30 minutes. Weed habit is messed up for the rest of the damn month. Ain't nothing going on. And she hating on the hairdresser. She need to let old girl get in. She need to let old girl get off. All right, let me go ahead and jump back over here on Zoom. Got my man Omari over here on Zoom. What's on your mind, brother?
B$1 signs, brother Jason. Thank you for the great broadcast. Last caller was hilarious. Just want to get right to it. I have three topics, 2 points I'd like to make, and then one question to wrap it all up. Going back to the beginning of the broadcast, and you were touching on the LGBT phenomenon in that ridiculous article. You spoke briefly of you just touched briefly on the massive iceberg that is domestic violence rates within the lesbian community. Jason, I had an experience doing a delivery for Instacart a couple of I think last year. I was in the parking lot at a Ralph's. I was just wrapping up an order, and I was in the final stages of the transaction, and there were these two women arguing in the parking lot, lesbian couple, I guess you would say, and the stud was literally threatening to kill the femme. I mean, she was tossing her around, like telling her verbally, "I'm going to kill you." You know, the usual typical jealousy bullshit, and the dynamics were fascinating. I mean, the femme, you know, this is a parking lot. There are people besides me in the parking lot. The femme, through the chaos, the screaming, the pleading, she noticed me. I was the closest vehicle to them in the parking lot, and she noticed me looking at them and noticed me just my demeanor. And throughout the chaos and the confusion and the threats, she managed to, she somehow managed to inch herself closer to me, not even, subtly, but basically trying to insert me into the situation. And of course,
man, you should have told her, hell no, heifer, call the bear. Cookie. Yeah, tell that heifer there, no, don't come over here. Call the bear.
Oh, I told them both to get. I told them both to get away from my car, and of course the stud gave me the usual bullshit, like nigga, shut up, whatever. But I knew what the deal was. I knew what it was. Yeah, I wasn't about to put on the cape, but the point is that the whole thing is role playing. Like they both, and as you and others, like Professor Black-Shoes has pointed out, the worst thing than a gangster is a fake gangster. And Tariq has talked about this. These studs, they have to overperform. They have to overact. I studied theater. They have to overact in order to fulfill whatever role they think they're fulfilling. And she was performing. I mean, she was literally telling her, "You're mine. You're my bitch. You ain't going nowhere. I'll fucking kill you. I saw what you were talking. I saw you talking to other bitch." The usual bullshit. And the femme, defending herself. The femme didn't say anything to me, but the fact that she knew that, okay, there's a real man over there. Let me see if he's one of those that'll assert himself. And I told him, just to step off. And I finished my order and I drove away. That dynamic is so just it needs to be discussed, because it really is, like, putting all jokes aside, it really is a serious epidemic. And
okay, what was your next point?
The next point. I dated a Filipino girl in college for a couple of years. And I'm not even flexing. Like in hindsight, this was a total, it was a liberal freak show. I was basically, full disclosure, I was Dominique from basically back in the day. I used to be Dominique. I'll completely admit to that. So realizing her attraction to me was totally for those potential soy boy simp, son of a single mother qualities. I totally own up to that in hindsight. But from her end, I completely experienced that quasi condescending, liberal leaning Asian immigrant condescension that FBAs often receive from Asian immigrants. She totally, in hindsight, she completely worked she went down the list basically of negative points. And her family, of course, when they heard about who she was dating, they reacted in disgust. You know, her mother reacted in disgust. Her family basically immigrated from the Philippines. They ran from the Philippines to Saudi Arabia, where she was born, and then they immigrated to the United States when she was like 2 years old.
Oh no,
in
she's
San
been
Francisco.
too many places.
Oh,
It would be different if she had just gone straight from the Philippines straight here. Remember, the Philippines used to be dominated by the U.S. And it would be different if she went straight from the Philippines straight to here. But she's been too many places. You got to watch out for these folks, you know, like the Barack Obamas and stuff with this international pedigree. They've been to a bunch of places, especially rich places. That means it didn't work out for them where they went, where they would have preferred to be, especially if it's in the Middle East or Asia. And so once they end up over here, yeah, bro, it's like you're just, I can't even say you're the last train leaving. You're just what's available. And they're just hoping that their daughter's going to get her sexual thrills out of her system, because they don't want to add this to the family gene pool. That's not really what they're checking for.
Well, and here's the twist. The whole point of your broadcast was this dispelling this myth of the model minority, the quaint traditional Asian. So for all the talk that she would give me about how, yeah, Filipino culture, we value family, we have traditional family values, we value family, blah 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 blah. You know, I look up on her now. Her, you know, she is dating a white homosexual man basically in San Francisco who's laid up with who lays up with a black dude half the time and his greyhound dog the other time. And her older sister is completely, you know, sort of super manic depressive, on depressants, overweight, dating an abusive white man, and neither one of them have kids. So much for the traditional Asian and the Asian American family and their family values. But they still got that white worship, though. You know, her parents still use skin bleach and whatnot, and her dad's kind of a soy boy.
Well, all I'm going to say is that a lot of fellas just making that assumption, that's fictitious. Y'all are grabbing a bunch of chicks who are the low-hanging fruit. Let's just keep it real. You know, she was dropping it off easy. And the problem is how you get it's how you lose it. If she quick to jump into bed, she going to be quick to jump into the next one. And fellas usually grab what they can get. It's new. They're not really dealing with a female who got options. Let's say that also. I don't give a damn where her family was on the run from. The real thing is, this is a chick who got options. Does she actually really have options? And the truth of the matter is, you have fellas out here pedestalizing Asian females, South American females with this fantasy they have in their heads. And the reality is, these chicks don't have any more options than the one sitting next to you. So you're getting the same caliber of female. She just came from around the world to get her hone in. And here's the crazy part about it. Back in the 70s and 80s, we weren't even talking like this. Back in the 70s and 80s and early 90s, when you talked about Thailand and the Philippines and Vietnam and Laos and Cambodia, of course, this is fresh out the Vietnam War years. But I'm just saying, it wasn't ever held up like that. So some of these places have gotten rebuilt since the war. And that's great. That's wonderful. That's good. Good for them. Some of them have taken off to a whole new level. Indonesia, Singapore. That's fabulous. I think from economic terms, especially in the case of Singapore, that these are certainly model nations to take a look at economic development. Now, whether or not you can pull off some of those, because human rights is sometimes quaint, but on the whole, I think from a geopolitical perspective, there's some things you can learn from them. But when you try to take that and stretch it to, and look at all these traditional family females, and you don't know a damn thing about their idea of traditional family, you're just fantasizing, but you don't know what their definition of it is. And then I'm showing you, you do know that all these places got abortion clinics, right?
She works for Planned Parenthood now. She works for Planned Parenthood, Jason. My ex-girlfriend from the Philippines. She's worked with them for years now.
Yeah, I mean, all these places, so your traditional family values obviously must accommodate an abortion clinic, because all these places got hella abortion clinics. And you didn't come to introduce the idea to them, and you didn't come to tell them about it. And I'm showing you Middle Eastern countries where the abortion clinic is popping. And that's not something you or me had to bring to them, and that's not something that the white folk had to bring to them either. So this idea of projecting and assuming, quote, family values, and you're not asking about the family nor the values. You're just worried about sexual access. You don't see no kids, so you figuring Ayatollah Khomeini must have been her grandfather, and she's the perfect little doll for that. And that's just not true. Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. We appreciate that. Let me go ahead and see if I can jump back over here on Zoom right quick. Let me see if we can jump over here on Zoom right quick. All right, we got Ambrosia on Zoom. What's on your mind, Ambrosia?
Hi, Jason. I wanted to make tune in, make a couple of points. First off, the countries that were on that list, so a lot of these abortions that they're talking about, these are, of course, abortions they've recorded, but like Indonesia, Pakistan, Nigeria, those Asian places, China. Nobody's even really can count the abortions that are being done by the woman that's the holistic practitioner in the village, in the town. And I know for a fact that that's what they do. And these women have been going to the holistic doctors to have abortions way before, medical abortions were ever an invented thing. So those numbers are high because they're actually recording them, but they're taking herbal tinctures and tonics to have abortions, to induce abortions. And those aren't even being recorded. And this isn't new, and it happens every day in those countries. I've been there, and I wanted to talk about, where you was talking about, these Asian women. I've been to Korea. I've been to Japan. I've been to Taiwan. I've been to China. These women are not submissive. These women they're actually a lot more wild than you think, and they're about their money. You cannot be a foreign man going to those countries thinking you about to lay up with the women and it ain't gonna cost you. Because you are American, it's gonna cost you more. If it wasn't financially lucrative to them, they just lay up with their own men. So stop thinking that because you go to an Asian country that you're going to get this sweet, demure, submissive chick. No, she's not. She'll beat your ass.
In the chat room, Rare Form said traditional value is declining everywhere. You're not getting it. You're not getting it. I'm repeating what I said. You all are making assumptions based on the internet and people wanting to go viral, posting videos, making all kinds of claims. You're making assumptions of what, quote, traditional values are. Mm-hmm. You don't know the traditional values of Iran, of Thailand, of the Philippines. Even the dudes in the military don't know. They serve in these places. They don't know what the traditional values are until they try to become a part of the families. Mm-hmm. Then they find out what the traditional values are. You talk about a place like Japan, you're a gaijin. Even if you're married into the family, you're still a gaijin. You're just the gaijin that she married. Mm-hmm. And that's never going to change. This is like somebody coming over here and telling you that they can learn our family values in black society, that they can learn that. Well, he can sit here and no, but there's going to be avenues and aspects that if you're not one of us, you just don't get it, and you cannot. So we got a bunch of people projecting their fantasy and their ideal of, quote, traditional family values. Then you're looking for a place that you don't know, and to you it's a blank slate. These people have been around for tens of thousands of years, but to you it's a blank slate. So now you know one or two things, or at least you suspect one or two things, and now you're projecting your ideals onto this supposed blank slate. And in reality, you never check to see what the slate actually is and what's actually on it. Is this real, or are you just projecting what you wish were there? And the fact that you don't know these people, that makes a blank slate to you. But just because you don't know them doesn't mean they're a blank slate. In the words of Dr. John Henry Clark, you're dealing with people formed by a condition of history. These are a people, and you got to deal with that. So what I'm saying is, again, no, it's not that there are not family values. People are making assumptions of what other folks' family values are. Then you getting over there and finding out what it really is. Please understand, people, in Japan, in China, we use the terms palace intrigue. Killing them damn kids who were emperors was nothing. What? And everybody would be in on it. You on the wrong damn side of the family, this little bastard got to die so that this other little illegitimate bastard can take the throne. Now, that was just the way it's been. I didn't say the way it was. I'm talking about the way it's been. and there's nobody over there apologizing for it and telling you how terrible it is. They make their movies and they keep it pushing. They're not ashamed of it. You're the one sitting up here trying to project your idealized Christianity onto that value. Ooh, you shouldn't do that with the kids. They're like, man, kill this little bastard. He in the way. He got to go. Yeah. It's messy business. It's the cost of doing business. There you go. How could you have a situation like that? North Korea. How could you have a situation like that? Cambodia. Pol Pot and the Khmer Rouge. Y'all don't want us to do this all damn night. You don't want us to do this all night. Pinochet. Chile, you don't want us to do this all night. You're fantasizing about these places that you don't know and projecting values on them that aren't actually real. You're using your ignorance to project it on them. And then guys set up YouTube pages and project more foolishness because they can get viewers. But you know what they don't do? They don't bring them broads and their families on so that they can confirm for you, by the way, this is who we are and this is how we get down. You only hear from the fellows who claim they over there seeing something when they're sex tourists, or you hear from the husbands after they done got their pockets busted down with their horror stories. Now we hear from them. Everything else is garbage, people. I'm not demonizing anyone and I'm not denigrating anyone. What I'm saying is these are real people in real countries. Stop idealizing them and pretending that they're perfect. Stop pretending that they're radically different from you and that human nature is just different in these other places. Well, don't worry. They have a totalitarian government that will make sure of it. Man, you've lied to yourself.
And I promise you, they're going to that holistic practitioner for that tonic for that abortion before they go to the actual abortion clinic. That's the whole, they were going to her before they were going to any medical doctor to begin with. And the next one I want to make, Miss Chrissy, you're in your 30s. You ask, how can a man ejaculate in a woman that he doesn't want to get married? You should have been asking, why is she having sex with a man without a condom who she don't want to get pregnant by? You're being very disingenuous.
She'll just say, why does he want to have sex with no condoms? And she'll just say that. So.
Why are you having sex with a man with no condom? Why are you even allowing a man to enter into you who you don't want to keep? And I done had my one night stands. I kept condoms with me. I've been all around the world. I know how not to get pregnant. It's real easy to not get pregnant. It's very easy. Y'all act like that you just walking around here and dudes are just shooting up chicks left and right on purpose. It's not hard to not get pregnant, and you know this, especially in the United States. So stop playing. If you've been on a college campus, you know how not to get pregnant. Listen, they have they will give you morning after pills going into the party. There will be baskets going around with the morning after pill at the party. Condoms go and passed around. So
okay, the baskets for the condoms is one thing. The baskets for the morning after pill. Oh,
yes.
Oh, y'all, things done changed since we was in college.
Yes,
right.
Yes. Like so stop. So
next up they pass around the abortion doctor's number. By the way, here you go. This is a hell. Bring back the freak off. Damn. Okay, can we bring back the freak offs, y'all?
And I guarantee you, they got a basket of Plan B in the basket at the freak off to hand you as you walk through the door.
No, Diddy had IVs, so it's we don't have to worry about. No, we got you straight IV'd up in there, so it's.
But it's just like so.
I'm sure he got a doctor giving out depot shots at the front door, even for the men.
What? Yes.
So everybody got to get a depot shot, including the men.
You have these young girls, and the thing about it is, I don't have any children. My friends don't have any children because they're still flying. I worked for Wingstop as a manager for 9 months, and that was the most interaction I have ever had with teenagers in my life. These teenagers are not naive at all. My mind was blown by their conversations, what they know about. They was banging way a lot younger. There's abortions in abortion lyrics in the rap songs. They're learning about it in schools. Your mother is teaching you about an abortion before in your preteens. I know my mama told me early about not bringing a baby in the house, and if so, what would be the consequences of it. And this is before I even had my period. So these conversations that you're having, you just don't want to take accountability.
They're not taught. These are mothers who are not discussing with their daughters quality of male and quality of relationships. Is navigating the sexual marketplace. I shouldn't even say marketplace, navigating sexual activity. That's the conversation. Not your value as a person, the value of the people you associate with, because that's who you're going to end up in bed with. Nothing about that. Just, by the way, hey girl, when you're getting it in, there's Magnums, there's Trojans, and I like the ones with the ribs on it. What?
Auntie, chill.
That's the problem right there. We have too many damn adults who are damn near, in my opinion, pedophilic. You're sitting up here wanting to have conversations with your children like they're your peers. A bunch of females who failed to launch, failed to grow up, and now they're having conversations with their children as if they're their peers. You're never supposed to. The reason why you're an adult when you're around 18-year-olds and 20-year-olds and they saying this wild stuff and you're like, oh, hell. Yeah, you're supposed to have that reaction because that shows you that you've grown beyond that. And you're supposed to be beyond that. Yes, you're supposed to understand it. Yes, it's not supposed to shock you to hear about sex. But when you hear them doing that crazy stuff right there, even if it's stuff that you were doing in college, you're like, oh, hell, I'm so glad I'm beyond that. Now, that's where you're supposed to be. It's another thing when you sitting there, you 41, sitting there with a bunch of 21-year-olds trading y'all's hoe stories of what y'all did last weekend. As if you at 41 and them at 21 are peers. That's where you're messed up as a female. That's where you're messed up as a person. I don't trade stories with 21-year-old dudes. My life today is not what it was at 21. I can understand. I did some sillier stuff than a lot of these guys do at 21. But that's not what Jason did last weekend. That's what Jason did last century. At this age, I done got so damn old, it's literally last century because it's been over 25 years, 30 years ago. Yeah, I did that last century, dude. I did that in the 20th century. We're in the 21st. I can't trade my 21st century stories with you like that. I can trade some 20th century stories, not some 21st century stories. We got females out here on the regular, typically middle-aged, trading hoe stories with 20-year-olds and 21-year-olds. And by the way, the same damn stories getting picked up, dunked on, and dropped off, if they get dropped off. Body counts at this point here going up like the damn speedometer. In their 40s with 20-year-olds talking like that. And it's like, okay, and this is why you sitting with these young gals talking like that. That's the reason.
They want sexual freedom, but they don't want to suffer the consequences that come with it. They don't want to take accountability and be responsible. Well, guess what? Sexual freedom has severe consequences. It's just as simple as that. You can't have it both ways. Your womb is your responsibility. Nobody else's. You can't get pregnant by yourself, but a man can't get you pregnant unless you allow him to enter into you. So sleep around, do whatever you want. That's what birth control is for. Make him use a condom. But if you sleep with a man that you know you don't want to keep around and he gets you pregnant and he tells you he don't want no baby, that's your decision, though. However you choose to you got to suffer the consequences of that.
I mean, but
you should have been smarter.
Let me address that there because language matters in that regard. He got me pregnant. He got me pregnant. If he gets you pregnant, all of us have telemarketers calling our damn phone. Mm-hmm. And that's why I made that point. This person on the phone is irrelevant. If I see your credit card statements going up off of what happened on this phone, that's not on him. Mm-hmm. That's your bank account. That's your money. He's calling to get what you got. I don't want to hear about him. He's not in control of nothing. At the end of the day, you are. Now, here's where the rubber meets the road. Why would any man with any damn sense turn over his life, his legacy, his future to a female like that, who is constantly trying to avoid responsibility to the point that she starts talking silly and irrational? What type of man is going to hand over his future to her? Of all the females he could choose, what kind of man wants to wake up in 10 years and that mentality is raising his sons? That mentality is raising his daughters. You're going to wake up and your kid's going to be 18, 21 years old, screwed up in the damn head. Yeah, nigga, this is what you got. This was the co-pilot right here. She's the one. Everything she is, that's what the children are going to learn by watching. And she's proudly ignoring anything that even resembles responsibility. That talk right there is ridiculously dangerous. That's how you raise goofy ass daughters sitting up here bringing you excuses. Excuses are not going to deal with this damn pregnancy. Mm-hmm. Or if she doesn't have an abortion, excuses are not going to deal with Pookie being in the damn family now. Wow, that helps us in the way. You know me, why he go, you know, it really on him. Okay, a female who raises daughters like that, get ready for the gene pool to get nuked. Just get ready for that. It's going to be Pookie, Ray, Mike, Shrimp, Lil Slug. Every damn body going to be up in here. I'll let you have the last word.
And for the young man who may have been on the spectrum, who called in early, could be a level of autistic, not artistic. You're going to have to pay. You're going to have to pay. It's just as simple as that. Women have sex with men every day for free that they want. Even the ones they don't want to keep around. Every single day. But you ain't one of them men. So you need to get comfortable with that. You're going to have to pay. You got a lot of deficiencies. And I'm an old woman. And I'm telling you, even as an old woman, you're going to have to pay. That's all I want to say.
He's got a lifetime of hostility coming, so he's just get ready for that. But brother, just take out your Pornhub subscription and take out your OnlyFans and Pornhub subscription and just make it do what it do. Make that's just gonna be a lifetime bill. Just do that. Make that a lifetime bill. All right, we got Adrian on the phone over here. Adrian, what's on your mind?
Okay, I'm calling out the Lithonia. So one. The fact that women give sexual updates, that I already know it's going to get spread all throughout the manosphere. Because I've never thought about like the fact that women have to tell you, oh, well, we're celibate right now, or I've been not having sex for this long, or this, that, and third, like keeping us notified. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of like wild. And then, lastly, I wanted to ask, so you gave a master class on leverage. And so have women put themselves in the ultimate trick bag where while dating, they can't have sex because they give up their leverage, but then at the same time they have to because then the guy at this moment knows his options are usually better without her. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like
the problem is you have too many females who think that sexual activity is leverage, and it's not. Sexual desirability needs to be part of an overall formula. It can't be the formula. And as I said, most females want to be like men. Everybody wants there to be a very simple, dumbed down, simplistic explanation. Men want to hear, okay, tell me what I need. Charles Atlas sold us on big muscles. You got big muscles, you can get the women. Charles Atlas didn't talk about money and game and good looks. Charles Atlas talked about muscle. And that was it. Men can wrap their heads around that. Okay, got it. Go get muscles, get all the women. Done. Okay, very simple. And that's what you want to believe. You want to believe it's going to be just that simple. Okay, then things change. Okay, you need to be good looking. Michael Jackson era. Okay, well, if I'm good looking, okay, we'll go do that. That doesn't work for everybody because genetics come into play. That also comes into play for muscles. Now we've migrated to money. Because now why do you think we have more millionaires than ever? More males looking for what's that grand slam? What's that one size fits all? Okay, if I get enough money. Remember, Notorious Big, I'm black, ugly, and rich. I mean, we want to know that there's a singular, simplistic formula. Give me the one shot. Give me the panacea. Give me the one thing. I touch this button and everything's fixed. females want to believe the same thing. They want to believe, give me one button that I press and everything's fixed. And the button that they settled on is sex. Okay, if I got good enough sex or whatever, sexual activity, everything else will fall into place. And that's what they want to believe. And most men are the same way. That simplistic thinking is the problem. Right there. And now you have to tell the ladies, no, baby, you need more than that. Well, what happens when they don't want to hear that? Because you just told them they don't have leverage. Well, then they go looking for men that's leverage with. And this is why you see so many females talking about, this rapper was in their DMs and this ball player was in their DMs. Nothing about her personality. She doesn't have one. So they're out here furiously fighting with each other. And this is like dealing with being in a big city where wages are going down. It's a fight to the bottom. It's a race to the bottom. When females make sex leverage, that just becomes a race to the bottom. When you've had all the damn females on your street, who's got leverage? When you've laid up with all the females on your block, I guarantee you, all of them are telling themselves that they have leverage now. He wanted to sleep with me, I got leverage. You know that works exactly the opposite. Now you don't want any of them. They think they all got equal leverage. In reality, they've all given up their leverage equally. But they didn't want to hear that because they don't have a personality. They don't have any really redeemable characteristics. They can't do anything other than have sex, so they need sex to secure everything. What happens when you finally let them know through your actions, not your words, but through your actions, yeah, baby, that doesn't matter. I'm not going to commit to that. Oh, hell. Now you are just one among dozens that they tried to get leverage with. Yikes.
Yeah, I had my wife and I, we waited until we got married, and I don't think that and I guess like if you're over the age of 40, of course at that dating range, men aren't hearing that. But then I guess I'm 34, we got married at 20, we met at 29, and maybe during our age it's a little bit more acceptable, but then at the same time, like, guys don't even think that women have low body count numbers. So are we at a time in society where we just have to accept that sexual activity prior to marriage is just a thing? And
well, I mean, sexual activity prior to marriage is a thing. Yes. Here's the problem. Like the overall. Yeah, but here's the issue. The issue is not that females are not virgins when they get married. The problem is that females, by the time they get married, they hoes.
Deal with it, nigga.
That's the problem. The problem isn't that they're not virgins when they get married. The problem is they run through ragged out single moms, stripping, twerking, booty jiggling, 4K on 50 different niggas' cell phones, hoes. That's the problem. Right there. If she only had 5 or 6 niggas under her belt, that would be different. She's got 40 niggas, 10 videos. I'm just talking about the average female. There's a nigga got your broad in 4K tonight. What? I know there's a bunch of fellas right now. I'm hurting their damn feelings.
Nigga, what?
Yes, yo broad. Fellas, yo broad. There's a nigga got your broad in 4K on his phone right now. She is praying to whatever deity she believes in and it never gets out. Cause she know you gonna head for the damn exits. A man can ignore everything except seeing another fella get Adam 22'd. Ain't nobody trying to do that. So that's the bottom line. That's the math that we're really up against. We're up against that math right there. Now, that's just as one singular characteristic. That's just the cost to get in the door. That's just the cover charge. I didn't even include, by the way, can I put her in a room with $1 million men and she comport herself in an intelligent, competent manner and she's able to hold a conversation with them? Because if the only thing your chick can talk about is rappers and celebrities, this isn't going to go very well. I've talked to some of your favorite rappers and whatnot. Dude, they talk about cities, finance, CEOs. They talk about that, man. Those of you who have gone with me to talk to these people, y'all know, yeah, that's what they talk about. They don't really talk about gossip and stuff like that. So what I'm saying is the stuff that floats on your Facebook timeline does not float with people of any value in the real world. Unless you're dealing with basic people. Okay, but what if you want to be with a guy who's not basic? Well, he's not going to be dealing with basic people either. Because a exceptional man has to be around exceptional people. He's around basic people. He's going to be a basic dude. Oh, he's not basic? Well, then you can't be basic either. But she's having basic conversations. Jason, what's basic? Look at your damn timeline, baby. Look at your social media feed. That's the basic right there. Right there. And let me take a look at yours and see, is there anything elevated above that? Oh, there's not? You don't specialize in nothing? I mean, there it is. There it is.
I'm going to log out. Be one.
Have a good evening. It is what it is. The problem is not that females are not virgins when they get married. The problem is, baby, y'all toe out the frame. And it would be different if you were a competent CPA who we could sit you in a room with lawyers and politicians and money movers, and you can have conversations with them on that level about what they do. You can talk about power dynamics. All you can do is talk about the hoes on Love and Hip Hop. I can't sit you. You're not going to help your man get elevated to the next damn level. He can take your $50,000 a year life and turn it into a $500,000 one. The problem is we do not have females who can take a man's $500,000 life and be an asset that turns it into $1 million one. That's the problem. Most women, they think they're extraordinary, but they're just basic. And they don't want to hear that. Now they want an exceptional man. Exceptional men around exceptional people. Yeah, but you're a basic broad. And you want him to make a lifetime investment? You want to make a lifetime genetic investment. You want to know what happens to most of these dudes here? What happens to most of these dudes, they get in their 40s and their 50s and they go take somebody's ragged out ass baby mama. They go take somebody's used up ass ex-stripper. They go take somebody's used up Insta-thought who's on her last damn leg. The crow's feet are done set in. The tats, brats, ats, pills, plants, prescriptions, the veganism, every sort of weird predilection. Look it up. Every sort of weird preoccupation that she's picked up now that she's trying to detox and cleanse her life. Women think that if they pick up a new religion, they can rejuvenate themselves and get born again. But it's not just Christianity. Veganism is another type of religion. If I change my eating habits, if I just have some total lifestyle change, as if that will roll back the years. Baby, you can't get your 20s and your 30s back. And you're asking a man to invest in where you are. He can't invest in where you were. So you end up fighting for the most desperate males. He's desperate. He's raggedy. Ain't nobody competing for him. Y'all two look like a really weird couple. Y'all just gonna make it do what it do. Give up being glamorous, baby. They ain't gonna work. Y'all are just gonna be a couple of little old weirdos. The fella who's really out here and really getting it and really grinding and really pulling and is really life-changing and revolutionary, yeah, that ain't you. You don't get to sit next to him. Get ready for 50-50. Which is what the majority of them end up going for in the end. They fight against it their whole damn lives. And you take a look at the damn timelines. Oh, baby, you went 50-50 after all. When it all came down to it, in the end, when the dust settled, yeah, you was 50-50 after all. There was no winner coming to take place. She still goes to work every day. She still got to pay bills every day. She's still driving her Nissan Altima, though she may have traded that in for an Acura. Okay, wrong manufacturer, you get it Infiniti. Although Infiniti's redoing their lineup, so she might be able to get lucky right there.
Auntie, chill.
She might get lucky. But in any case, yeah, that's what it is. All right, let me get back over here on Zoom. We got... Now, Panka, they've been accusing him of being on the spectrum here tonight. I don't know if he's on the spectrum. He might be at the refugee camp. We're gonna give him 1 minute for this here. There you go. All right, Panka. It looks like you eating on the rations.
Eating on man.
Okay, the Sally Struthers people came by and brought your rations for the evening. I'm so glad they showed up. All right, what's on your mind? What's on your mind, such as it is?
What's on my mind? I love your stream. I love your show. I love what you do.
Lie.
At first, I didn't lie. It sounds like you got a problem with accepting praise. Do you have a problem with accepting praise?
I have a
You are
problem
good,
with
you are
insincerity, but nigga, what is your point? You embarrassed her. It's just like I'm just saying. I don't know where in West Africa you come from, bro. But when y'all niggas do this, y'all the rest of them need to come find y'all and get y'all about the village because this is the problem right here.
Love.
Y'all make everybody else from West Africa look weird, man. Y'all make everybody else look weird, and the situation's already bad enough as it is. They can't afford to take any more L's, and then y'all fellas show up, and everything just gets weird.
Cause love looks weird when you live in hate. When you live in a state of hate, and someone comes to you with love, it feels uncomfortable. So I'm just telling you, I love you, brother. From Botswana.
Pause, nigga. I don't need another nigga talking about he loved me, y'all. I
you
really
don't.
don't.
Be loved?
Not by a dude. I'm not really looking for a dude to do that. I'm not looking for a dude. I'm not really looking for another man to express his everlasting affection for me. I'm really not looking for that.
What makes us beautiful as a community is that when Black men start to express love for each other, then we grow.
Okay, how about we just show love? Just save the Hallmark greeting card. You can just show love. I don't need you to send me. Jason, I was just thinking about you this morning, and I want you to know I love you. Okay, brother, just show me. Don't send me. I don't want to wake up to that text message.
We need to say it because the more we say it, the more we manifest.
Okay, how about we show it? How about we just show it? How about that right there?
What does showing it look like to you?
Okay, I'll be God.
I'm sorry. The thing I wanted to say was I thank you for your commentary. I thank you for your time. And I want to ask how old are you? How
I am old enough to take your damn girlfriend and your mama.
And my mama. So you and your
That's
40s.
right. Put both of them hoes on the phone right now, and I'll show you. And and all three of y'all will be calling me daddy.
And deal with it, nigga.
And that's a fact. Ask that nigga from Oklahoma that put his female in Florida on the phone with me how that one went. Put your broad on, dude. Put your mama on. Put your sister on, and give me 10 minutes.
That's a weak move.
And in the words of Too Short, they call me stepdaddy and the son-in-law.
In no world would I ever put my woman on the phone with a man.
You ain't got no woman. You don't have a woman. Stop dreaming.
She's unprotected.
Niggas, your woman is unreal.
A battle?
Your woman is unreal. She is intangible.
Selective service, right? And the age being 18 for just men, right? But not for women. We don't put women on the front lines. So why would I ever put my woman on the phone with someone like you?
Dude, you don't have one.
For battle, for war.
Brother, you can't put one on a phone, on a chair, on a plane, in a room. You can't put one anywhere.
I don't believe women should be in the place of battle. I believe that's a place reserved for men.
Okay, I don't believe that fellas should go around false flagging. So Sally Struthers is not your girlfriend.
What flag do I got? Oh, Sally Struthers?
Yeah, Sally Struthers is not your girlfriend. I know you hugged up on
the Lord said multiply and be fruitful.
Okay.
So all these women, Sally Struthers, Rebecca Struthers, Abuela Struthers, they all are under my domain.
Y'all, he's on that African crack.
On the African crack. God damn it.
You know, y'all, he's on that African crack, y'all. He's right now. He's got the campfire boiling up the water and the baking soda. He got the water and the baking soda going.
I got the gunpowder that they snort with the cocaine. And
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Yeah.
I'll be damned. Please tell me why Buck Dancing Barrister is on here too, y'all. We got the tag team. We got the tag team up here of Buck Dancing West Africans. We got the tag team. Turn your camera on, Barrister. I'm gonna bounce you.
Well, no,
turn your camera on, or I'm gonna bounce you. You can choose one or the other.
My camera's My camera's not working.
There's nothing wrong with your. Okay, well you're about to lose your OnlyFans connection here.
He's a white boy.
To say.
Okay, we don't. Okay, all right, you got to go then, Barrister. We're not even gonna. You can't even stick around because unlike you, he didn't even turn the camera on, so he's gonna have to do that. You're gonna have to stand by that, dude. Do you got liquor? Is that liquor you got?
This is the Four Roses bourbon.
Okay, I thought that was that Bel Air. I thought he sent some. I thought he sent somebody over here to smuggle some Bel Air out to him. What they say? Right next to that.
Don't tell nobody.
Yeah, right next to that Grand Theft Auto C class sitting out back. So I thought
I keep the Bel Air next to the Louvre.
Okay.
That's in the basement.
Oh, in the mansion. All right, we just all right. We got keep
next to the Ciroc.
Somebody in the chat room said Boone's Farm. What? Somebody in the chat room said Boone's Farm.
Nigga, what? Man, I like your community, but some of them just don't have no sense.
You talking about folk who ain't got sense?
They ain't got no sense.
You?
No, couth.
You are trying to judge who is couth and who isn't.
Let me go. Look like summertime. You know why I look like summertime? No class at all. You hear me?
Brother, all I can say is at this point right now, you better keep telling men that you love them because ain't no female gonna rock with this.
Nigga, please.
I'm not.
Yeah, there's not gonna be a female rocking with this, so you better get used to telling men you love them because you're gonna be doing that for a while.
You're not the first person to tell me that. You know?
Okay, then nigga, catch a clue.
Catch a clue.
You ain't the first one to tell me that. Okay, catch a clue.
They don't have. I live in a Muslim country in Africa, and they don't have gay people. You know what they do to gay people in the Muslim country I live in?
Man, you know they've been busting down and buck breaking dudes for thousands of years. Who you fooling?
And they call it religion.
Okay, who you fooling? Y'all been buck breaking each other for thousands of years. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
No, man.
That's not new. That's not new. The Europeans showed up and y'all was like, hey, let me show you something new. Well, that's not new.
No, man. Can I speak on something? I want to speak on something else.
You got 30 seconds.
I want to speak on all the tethers in our community.
Okay, I didn't even use those kind of words tonight, so I don't know why you talking like that.
That monopolize and subject us to their ignorance. I'm talking about DJ academics.
Okay, well, we don't talk about other folk here on my channel. So if you have an issue with them, you need to call their channels up and go take up your issues with them. We don't talk about anybody else here except me.
I'm talking. Okay, I'm gonna change it. I'm talking about a lot of people from New Jersey. There's a lot of people from New Jersey who are controlling the state of hip hop media, of rap music, right? I'm talking about.
I'm so glad it's not the Jews anymore. Everybody say it was the Jews. Now he said no, it's not this New Jersey. Well, I'm so glad we moved on from that.
Who you think they're getting paid by? Who do you think they?
Oh, brother, you can't go backwards now.
Oh no, Lord! I'm sorry.
Okay, now he's going backwards. All right, let me let you go here. All right, they don't know they don't know who to blame. They making up new stuff now. They're making up new things. What is it? I'm bringing you my new conspiracy. No. We have enough of that. A lot of folks are going to be upset tonight. A lot of them are going to be very, very angry tonight. I've brought you all the information, the analysis, the 720 degrees of information analysis you'll receive absolutely nowhere else. Your other YouTubers will not do this because they cannot do this. If they begin doing this, it busts and destroys all their hustles. I am not here to tell you that there is no hope. For most of you, there is no hope. What I am here to tell you is I'm not going to feed you false hope. Look, if it's the apocalypse out there, I'm going to tell you it's the apocalypse. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, well, things are just bad over here, but somewhere over the rainbow, there's a land of clean, servile, sanitized chicks who can't wait to be your Asian Betty Crocker. That if you can just make it, if you can just make it across the border, if you can just get to South America, South Asia, East Asia, if you can just find a way to get there, it'll work. It'll happen. You all remember I talked to a fella called me up from Australia. He was assuring me how different things were. And it was like, oh, well, you know, I mean, if you got the right app. Okay. If you got the right app, I'm just not going to feed you falsehood. If the situation is bleak, if the situation is dire, I'm just going to tell you that. Now that you understand what's really going on, you can deal with it because we're being honest and realistic about it. When we start acting like that's not what it really is, now we got a problem. Now we got a problem. That's it. Let everybody else lie to you. I will not do that. Because I know that you cannot fix a problem if you will not face the problem. Stop pretending that there is some Eastern Asian haven, some Southern American haven, some Caribbean haven. It's like an outbreak of zombies. It's global. There is no haven. There are just varying degrees of hotspots. But there are no clean, safe, sanitized havens. And most of all, even if there were, they're not waiting for you. Competition is already cutthroat. Fellas, even if these places existed, they're not just sitting around waiting for you to show up. And they'll eventually get it together waiting on you. They don't have 5 or 6 years for you to go sifting through the needles in the stack of needles to go figure out who's who. The fellas who are in those places, they trying to safeguard that. They don't want a bunch of competition. They see how messed up things are elsewhere. So even if these places did exist, the men who are there trying to hold on to what the hell they got. They're not trying to open that up to the world. They're trying to hold on to what they got. They're not trying to compete against the rest of the planet. They're trying to hold on to what they got. Stop lying to people and acting like there's some haven or some nirvana out there just waiting on you. Because it's a lie. When you do get there, wherever you're going, be prepared to compete. Be prepared to be judged. Be prepared to have to beat out the rest of your competition. Be prepared for the females to prefer good looks and money and intelligence and commanding and resourcefulness. Yeah, all the things you saw over here, it's just going to be varying degrees somewhere else. It's not going to be clean and sanitized. It'll just be varying degrees somewhere else. That's all. That's all. And the same complaints you have here. One of the reasons why I wanted to show this stuff is because, by the way, you can go on YouTube right now. Do you realize how much complaining you hear from the Punjabi men? What? I've told you about that a decade ago. The fellas over there in India, they got tremendous complaints about Indian women. And in China and in Japan, have you seen the birth rates in Japan? The men have hella problems and hella criticisms going on. Whole websites, whole videos. We just don't focus on that here. There's whole genres of it all over Reddit, all over YouTube. We could go there if you wanted to. It's everywhere. Nigeria, there are whole places on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter where they sit there and flame each other all day. We already know that. If you ain't from the same tribe, and even if you are, if you're not from the same tribe, and even if you are, stop lying to people and telling them how great it is. The Philippines. If the Philippines is so great, why are so many of them chicks trying to get up out of there? Damn! By the way, if the women in the Philippines love the Philippines and the men in the Philippines so much, why the hell are they trying to get to California as quick as they can? It was because of money. I thought they liked traditional values. So shouldn't traditional values trump a damn paycheck? So she wants to go to California to be strong and independent when she can have the men in the Philippines who love her and take care of her? Obviously, somebody's selling somebody a lie. Obviously, somebody is selling someone a lie. And then later they make their YouTube tragedy videos. Talking about, by the way, Jason was right. Now, don't get mad at me. Go find your favorite struggle tubers or con tubers, the con tubers and the coon tubers, and start interrogating them about why they tell out all these lies. So that we can have some real solutions and a real plan of action, which we have already discussed here. I'd like to thank everyone who has contributed to Sport Night's program on PayPal, Super Chat, Venmo. Shout out here to DMV Nation. Thank you very much for your Sport Night. Chief, Rocker Project, Leroy, Boxing Logics United, Arthur, everybody else here tonight. Thank you very much for your support. If you are new here to the business, welcome to the only program on YouTube or anywhere else that specifically discusses power dynamics and deciphers it for you. The 720 degrees of analysis you receive absolutely nowhere else. We are the place that what we talk about here, your favorite YouTubers, as you heard tonight, they love to hate watch. And the concepts that we introduce, they're all wishing they had thought about it before and stumbled across it before. This is the place they get their concepts from, and then they're going to go to their channels and try to spin it. But you heard it here first, so you'll hear it from them second or third. You heard it from here first. So if you want to stay on top of things, click that red subscribe button and then click that yellow notification bell so that you can join us each and every time that we're here. And if you want to take it to the next level, you can join us on Patreon. You're not required to, but I'm going to be adding a couple of things over there that we've been talking about in recent weeks. I'm going to be adding some things over there that are going to help take things to another level. So I enjoy doing that too. That's only for advanced students, but you're not required. Either which way it goes, you'll be enlightened. So click that red subscribe button, click that notification bell, or join us on Patreon. We do it every weekend, 12 noon Central Time. You are most invited to join us. I would like to thank all of you for tuning in to tonight's program, live, recorded, or on your medications.
Nigga, please.
Thank you for... If you've enjoyed tonight's program, drop a like and subscribe to us so you can be a part of it in the future. And this concludes tonight's broadcast of The Business. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, Mr. Jason Black. And until next time, my brothers and my sisters from around the world, remember, handle your business or your business will handle you.